Ready?
Stone Cold.
Steve Austin. No start no shit won't be no shit.
Stone Cold.
Don't fuck around.
Stone Cold Stunners all around, dude.
Dude, you're like fucking with a guy who has a Stone Cold Steve Austin poster like framed in a bag, like just spent like all the money he has on the world on it. Like you're gonna fuck around with that guy? Like that's a big mistake. Straight up.
He's about to fucking crack the beers right now. Fucking chug them, dog.
Chug out, dog. Chug.
You like break it on my head, like
crush it, right? You used to crush him. You like chug him and crush him.
dude.
Skullbreaker Ranch is just like fucking chug 13 beers and wrestle this guy. You're like, oh my god.
Pro wrestling used to be so fucking crazy,
especially when like
in the 90s.
The former president used to be in it, like taking people out, right?
He's like a Hall of Famer, bro.
Yeah, he's fucking quintessential, bro. Like most entertaining president we've ever had in the history of the union. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Man. Fucking wrestling.
More so than like Ronald Reagan.
Imagine if there was another president on WWE or whatever. Would they be like
Biden? He just like comes out in a wheelchair. The Gravedigger, he's just dead.
Undertaker.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god, dude.
Cuckinator.
It's like a cage match. So like you gotta win and like get out and save this man's life. He's just dying in the cage. So,
oh Biden's on his way out, bro. You'll be like hear like his new like budget, so-called budget is just like $1 trillion deficit. Like,
oh my god,
that guy's like obviously losing his mind.
Hype, dude.
Oh, it's fucking bad, bro.
I saw something about him like creeping on girls too.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, he's the ultimate creep. Like he's the ultimate fucking creepy Uncle Joe. Like he like molests his children in front of their family with like while being recorded. Like imagine what he's doing behind people's backs, like in the dark of night, bro. Like
it's like some real Sandusky shit. Like fucking, there's the one where he reaches
like,
over and pinches.
He's like pinching her.
Does?
Like,
yeah, no, I don't. I mean,
like smelling the hair, like caressing the hair,
goes,
like whispering. All
and then he goes down
creepy.
and like pinches her nipple, and she goes.
Oh yeah, she's like. You can see it.
It's pretty bad, bro. It's pretty bad.
It's on camera.
Yeah,
It's so uncomfortable, bro.
And the dad is just there, like, we're gonna make $1 million one day, honey. It's kind of whatever he tells you to.
Yeah, it's kind of fucked up.
It is extremely fucked up.
No, but like in a way, like that's how old people are.
Oh yeah.
They're real. They got a rapey vibe to them.
There's this weird thing where like people argue that when you get to that age, you're like allowed to do that or something. It's like no, like you're not. That's fucking weird, bro. Don't pinch someone's nipple.
I've heard that too. Like right, like that's just like the Sherry Temple or whatever. Like that's just like that
Sherry Temple.
Like, you know, like the fucking like Raggedy Ann era, like just like the old time era. Old time. You know, it's like that old time.
Like real doll Raggedy Ann or something.
Yeah, like it's
last time you had
like
from
the 30s. You know, like when he was born, or like you know when he was like 30 years old, like. In the 1930s, like that's just like what was acceptable. Like guys could be creeps on girls. It wasn't seen as like something bad, but like
smoking indoors, kind of or something. Like I can't smoke indoors. I fucking did that my whole life.
Like, this isn't a sizzler.
Yeah, no. I mean, I just don't think it's an excuse, and I just think it's
hell no.
It's just creepy as fuck, dude.
It's
that
just
guy's
like
the president.
Yeah, man, that is just. You know, when is a hair smell ever not creepy? You know what I mean? Like, that's the creepiest thing you can do.
Dude, that's like mega creepy. Like,
I want to breathe in your essence. Like, that's the fucking creepiest shit.
It's
dude.
creepy even when I do it to my wife of like 6 years, you know? Like, I think I've done it once, and it's like, I can't do that again. Like, that was just crossing
the first
the
time she caught me sniffing her seat, dude, I was like, I'm fucking sorry, dude.
Bro, real talk, and like, I gotta say this real quick. Like, I remember one time, I think it was you on like I don't know if it was like Facebook or MySpace, how long ago this was, but it was like, I like really admire like your diehard like hopeless romanticism, and it was like you had this like you have like a tag, like a little quote like on your profile or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was yours. It was like, I promise I'll love you until the light turns red.
Oh,
I don't know if you remember
dude.
that, but I'm pretty sure it was your profile, and I was like, "Fuck yeah, dude! It's like the realest shit I've ever heard."
Hype, dude.
Probably MySpace, because MySpace had all the HTML coding.
I think
shit.
it was
Silverstein
Red Light Pledge, dog. That's real shit, dude. Yeah.
I promise I'll love you till the light turns red, dude. I was just like, "Fuck yeah, homie!" Like I can resonate with this.
Dude, fuck yeah, man.
So you're the most beautiful, you're the most beautiful woman I've ever seen. And like, I'll love you forever until the light turns red.
Yeah, bro.
I probably have
Never
that
give
same
up, dude.
thought, bro.
It's funny because I was talking to my wife's brother one time. Maybe like it was last year, and he told me, he's like, "Do you remember when you were young and we would skate?" He's like, "Do you remember what you told me your type of girl was?" And I was like, "No, I don't remember that." He's like, "You told me that a girl that likes you is the type of girl that you want, dude." And I laughed so hard. I was like, that's the toughest thing I think I've ever said in my life. It wasn't like, I like this type of girl, this girl. It's like, any girl that likes me.
Like a big booty Latina or something?
Yeah, you know how people have this type?
Fat lips, dude. It's DS, you know.
Oh,
DSL,
damn,
what was that?
That's my type now, bro. But
DSL, dog?
DSL all day, dog. I'm making Megan, like, suck on cups to get her lips all
No, I remember you guys bagged on me so hard for this one time we were watching a movie. It was like a horror movie, and there was the bad guy. What was it called? Like the Sixth Element or the six? It's like there's the five like.
Fuck, I don't
know.
know.
Okay, right. We watched it at Cody Grubbs' house a million years ago.
Yeah.
And there was like, there's all like the senses. There's like not a sixth sense, obviously. There's like, God damn it. It was something like that though. And like the guy had these huge fucking lips, and I was like, damn, this guy's got fucking TSL. I was like, and you guys made fun of me for like 6 years.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, does that guy got DSLs? You fucking.
The fifth power?
The fifth power.
The
first power.
Something power.
Yeah. Dude, that movie sucked ass.
No, that movie's epic as fuck. Like, but when you watch it, but then you look back on it, you're like,
gay in an hour and a half. I was like, maybe.
Does anyone want to kiss that guy just to like feel his
Nah,
lips?
I don't want to kiss him. I just want him to kiss something.
Yeah.
Not my lips.
Just my baby lip on my DM, dude.
Yeah.
The sideways mouth, bro.
I do remember that. I do remember giving you shit for a long time because that shit was like super gay.
People don't
Stopped like a
forget,
couple
dude.
years ago. That shit happened in like 2005 or something. It was like
Earlier.
2005.
Probably 2003, bro.
It happens, bro.
Yeah, epic. That shit was epic. That was almost 20 years ago.
Everybody buries himself one time, dude.
Yeah, dude. Like, no one gets out unscathed, bro. Like,
No.
yeah.
Do you remember, Riley? It's when you guys lived on Juniper, and I was spending the night at your guys' house for the first time.
Juniper.
Yeah, dude.
By Juniper. I think he means 11.
Was it the house that you guys... Did
Was
someone
it a
live above
two-story
you? It
house?
was a two-story house. I think you guys lived on the first floor. You guys had
Oh,
the futon
fifth.
in your room. Was that fifth?
Yeah, it's Fifth Avenue.
Fifth and Newport.
Fuck, I
Fifth and
thought it was on
Newport, bro.
Juniper for some reason.
Yeah, it's
dude.
kind of over in that
It's
area.
kind of close to Juniper.
Yeah.
Well, I spent the night over there for the first time, and I told you guys a story about my stepsister having her first period in her SpongeBob PJs, and we went on AIM and like harassed her for like 2 hours about it, dude.
I think I remember that.
I got grounded for like a week after that.
I think I remember her being really upset about that. Like, when, on the AIM chat, she was just like losing it.
Oh, she was pissed, bro.
I kind of felt bad like during it because I always had like a thing for Hannah. Like, how's she doing? Is she like married with children or what?
Probably.
Yeah, you don't talk to her?
No, not
What,
at all.
bro?
Yeah, some weird shit went down. Her like, fucking crazy, dude. Her mom like broke apart 2 families, and like
Her mom was with your
dad.
dad, right?
And we had like a big group of friends that they all went to AA. So we had a bunch of friends, and they'd always barbecue and stuff. And my dad's best friend was married as well, and they started messing around. And straight up, this woman ruined 2 people's like families. The other girl ended up taking her life. The other wife. It was really tragic, really, really tragic, dude. But that's why we don't
Who
talk
was
to them.
playing around? Who was
Hannah's
his
mom.
Hannah's
Hannah's mom was
Hannah's
fucking running tricks.
My dad was like, he was crushed after that for a while.
God damn it.
That's what, dude. I always make jokes like, "Oh, I didn't graduate high school," but my high school wasn't an ideal. Like,
scenario.
I was dealing with some crazy shit, dude. Like,
fucking nuts, dude.
you know, it was either go to class or sometimes like make sure your dad doesn't like die. You know, it's like, what do you do? What do you choose? You know.
I think you chose that right.
Yeah, family's important for sure, and it was a tough time, but Yeah, dude, I had to get that bitch back, dude. That fucking SpongeBob, dude. Like,
Yeah,
it pissed me off too because she like got.
Boys don't get a second chance. Identity or no? What's it called? What's that movie?
Identity.
Identity.
Oh my god.
At the end, whenever
I forgot about that movie.
the fat guy who's got all the multiple personalities.
That one was so fucked up, dude.
It's really good.
Oh, that's a mind-boggling.
I'm not saying Hannah was a whore.
No.
And her
Unfortunately, she wasn't because I was really into her,
Yeah.
and like she had like no time.
I
away
wish she
from me.
would have been more like the apple would have fallen like closer to the tree because
I
we
know.
probably all could have like dipped in there.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
double dip, dude. Just like,
Just like wanted to get in, get out, but like, I mean, she was like all into Cody, I think. Like,
she was
all the
like,
other
yeah,
girls
she
were, like,
was. She was.
All these fucking unoriginal girls just into Cody Grubb, just like, guys, get like some originality to you. Like, come after me. Like, I'm alright. Like, we used to be friends. Like,
you guys were pretty fucking tight.
I fucking
bro.
love that kid, dude. Like, I still,
Definitely.
I like love that kid.
You guys were both the same. To me, you guys were like the same dude. Two good-looking fucking guys, dude.
We used
like,
to be kings, dude. Like, I'm just trying to hang out. Like, this is a call to Cody Grubbs. Like, if you like hear this or watch this, like, let's hang out, bro. Like, we have kids about the same age. Like,
yeah,
we'll
dude.
be like kings together again, dude. Like,
just run it back, dude.
running back, like way back.
Yeah, man. Fucking.
That kid made me some money.
I thought he like lost you some money.
No, he
He
fucking.
came out. He came panned out. All right?
Yeah, he like told me to get on this like penny stock, and I like went in like pretty hard on it, and I've made a shit ton of money on it,
Dude, fuck yeah.
and it's probably gonna keep going. And I'm not gonna tell anyone what it is because I don't give financial advice, but he kind of hooked it up a little bit.
You're not gonna do like the Elon Musk, like, oh, I'm late to Bitcoin. But
No,
I'm
because
here
if you
now.
say something like and it doesn't pan out, like then
Oh, you just canceled, bro.
then you're then it's like this guy gave me I'm not a fiduciary fucking, but
I mean,
he hooked it up. Thank you. I mean, like he hooked it up. Good job.
that's always
Good
good, man.
job.
You're
Yeah, that's all we
looking
talk about now. I talk to him every once in a while, and we're just like, ooh, we're gonna like kill to like crash this stock and like buy back. Like
By the
that's
dip.
all we fucking that's bad, dude.
That's what's up, though.
Yeah.
Hey, shout out to like the good old days, bro.
Oh my gosh, dude.
So okay, so you remember that from like blowing up Hannah? Yeah. Rest in peace, Hannah. I don't know where you're at.
Yeah, rest in peace, dude.
R.I.P., dude.
Hopefully it worked out good. Yeah, she was cool.
She like.
When
I
did it
saw-
all dissolve? Like, when did that whole like? Because they were married or were they engaged?
They were going to
Oh,
get
before-
married.
it was like
we
your
went to
soft-
Hawaii with the whole family. It was really tragic. We had another family friend that was dying of cancer.
Jesus.
So as a last like hurrah for the whole group, we all went to Hawaii, and that's where it like really banged out.
Oh, it's like fell through right there.
And,
It fell through in
like,
Hawaii.
No, like you could see there was always signs of it. Like one time, her sister, Shan's sister, came, and it was Hannah's birthday. We went to fucking Family Fun Center. We all had like a really good time, and at the end of the night,
R.I.P. Family Fun Center.
yeah,
Sorry.
fucking R.I.P. dude. She asked my dad. She's like, "Hey, do you see something weird between Shan and that dude?"
Huh.
My dad was like, "No, like what?" Like this woman saw it, dude. An outside person like got it right away,
Oh shit.
and we were all kind of like, "What?" Like didn't get
But
it.
sometimes that's not real. Sometimes they're just
Sometimes people
depends
are
on the
weird
girl,
and-
dude. There's
Yeah.
some chicks who
Some
can just
people-
be cool and
Yeah.
like fit in, and there's some chicks that are like fucking everybody.
Well, the guy was like really weird about her. He'd always be like, "You're a lucky man, Steve." Like, I'd fucking kill to be with a woman like that. Like,
When
it's
you
only
hear
weird
shit
shit.
like that,
like,
that's creepy.
What?
Yeah.
It's like,
It's just like lasers like on her like dad's head for
I
him.
feel like we have this undeniable connection.
yeah.
Oh god.
Since the moment I saw you, I
The,
just
the
knew.
first time I
Stop.
sniffed your hair, I knew.
Well, yeah, you're creepy Joe status.
Jesus.
Yeah, bro.
But
sucks.
yeah, it was really fucking weird, dude. It was a tragic
So it was like
time.
around like the time you would have been graduating that all like
Yeah,
kind
junior year, I think, is
Okay.
where like the middle of junior year is when it happened, and
Oh,
that's
shit.
where the decline of my education really happened. But
of,
yeah, man, it was really weird, and she still went to school with us, and it was just a really weird, awkward, fucking like, what do you do? What do you say? Like I remember I was trying to like help my dad, so I like, walked up to her and I was like, "Don't worry, we'll get you back." Like meaning we'll get you back home. My dad, I told him, I said that, and he's like, "Get you back? What does that mean? You're gonna like fucking exit our house?" Like he was like freaked out, dude. I was like, "I don't know." Like I was like, "I'm sorry, Dad. I just trying to help you, man." Like it was
Yeah.
so bad,
Yeah.
dude. It was a really tragic
We'll
time.
slash your tires and fucking cut your brakes, bitch.
Yeah, dude.
Put sugar in
We'll
your
get
gas.
you back.
I'm pretty sure she like married some dude and he like owned like a bar, a club or something, and they both.
That sounds like it's gonna work out well.
Yeah, yeah. It should be a good time. If anything.
Yeah.
Oh Jesus!
They're probably doing.
It's like a roller coaster, dude. You know, you're going up high and then you're just dropping down low, dude. It just feels fucking good for a second, dude. Like
That's wild. I remember hanging outside your guys' house all the time, you know, like skateboarding or whatever.
Yeah, dude.
Hannah was just there pounding over Cody, and I was just like,
The juicy pants, bro. The juicy pants.
juicy
Yeah,
pants,
dude,
dude. Like those are
juicy.
so like, you know, vogue and cool.
The epic fucking story.
No.
I'll never forget that.
No,
Just know
I
that.
know.
Just
We
know that,
we
dude.
know. I don't want to like. You know.
Blow it up too
I don't want to
hard.
me too myself. I'm not trying to do that shit right now.
Get me too'd.
Yeah,
Oh, shit,
I'm not
dude.
trying to like be one of those like apologetic people. Hey man, I was fucking like 15 years old. Okay,
We didn't know. Dude.
I didn't know what the fuck's on. Fucking eat my shorts, bro.
Sure.
Like honestly, like
Shout outs to Juicy, dude. Just never forget, dude.
it wasn't that bad.
No,
I got
it
like
wasn't.
fucking yeah. It was just
It was just bad enough.
I mean, we've all done sketchy stuff.
Oh
but,
my
like,
God.
You know, like when you're like a youth and you like kind of you're like you don't really know fucking better. It's like you're gonna hold somebody accountable for like. I mean, it depends on the crime, but
Definitely.
I remember doing some like sketchy ass shit like
think
that.
everyone
Like
has.
like looking back on it, it's like, dude, like you're fucking out of your mind. But, like, did I hurt anybody? No. Was like a creep? Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
but I mean, I was like what, like 13 or 14? Like I was probably 15 or 16, but still, I mean, we all got.
pretty young, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I was a late bloomer too. You know.
Oh my days,
You know what
bro.
I mean? Like, when
you're
I was,
talking,
like-
you're preaching the fucking choir right here.
When I was like 16, I was like 12. So it's like, you know, I had like an alibi. It's like it's
yeah.
not my
This
fault.
fucking receding hairline though. Since you were
It's
like,
not a receding hairline, bro. It's like a
fucking
devil's
powers, bro.
peak, you know.
Yeah,
it's like
dude.
the
Or a
vampire
widow's
thing, a widow's
some
peak.
guy told
Devil's
Megan.
That's what I'm gonna call
Some
it.
guy told my wife, like, he's like, damn, nice widow speak. I haven't seen one in a while. She was like, mind like, why
The
did
fuck
man say
you
that
talking
to me?
about?
When she said it to Megan, yeah.
That's what's up, though.
She had her hair pulled back. He's like, fucking say widow speak. So fucked up. I felt so bad for him. Like,
That's what's
God
up.
damn it, dude.
dude, that's
No, that's
brutal.
bullshit.
But
There's
who
nothing wrong
hasn't, who
with
hasn't bought a
a widow's
Polaroid
peak.
camera in fucking 8th grade and took pictures of girls' asses that you liked, dude? Like,
Dude, I would never do that. That's like, I might like look at the pictures afterwards.
yeah.
I don't think I would have like.
Shout outs to a poverty fat,
The
dude. We
courage.
didn't always
Well,
have
it's
fucking
almost
porn
like
back
no,
then,
like
dude.
no, dude. The whole child pornography thing, you can just like fall into that on accident.
Oh yeah.
Like, remember that movie? No, hear me out. No, this is gonna
Better
get
him
no,
than me.
stop it. God damn it. Everyone's just
That's
like,
my cousin's computer.
I always knew it, Rico. This is he's advocating CP. It's like no. This is what happened. I say something and somehow it comes off sounding really bad, and then no. But remember when we were all young
Mhm.
and we were making that movie at Vincent's house, the horror movie,
That
and we
was
were trying to
epic.
get Iris to do a nude scene, and she was like
Down.
16
No,
or 17
she was
years old.
not down.
She wasn't down. But
Unfortunately,
if that would have happened,
that would have been hype.
and then like a year later, if that like tape would have like popped out, like we would have been like,
It would have been a good old time. I mean, I don't see your.
no, I'm saying like, you know, if you're in high school and like you're sending nudes when you're like,
Yeah, but they're the
Underage.
same age as you.
and then
We're
you
all
have them on your
underage.
no, I'm saying you have them on your phone, but you don't delete them because you're fucking you're a human being, and then you know,
I
So you're
think
saying
we're
like,
saying.
so you're saying like if I had this tape and like Iris's titties were on this tape and I'm like 30 something years old now and I go back and I watch it and I like fap to it like
no,
I fell
back
into-
to it, no,
I like fell into childhood like pornography because like
It's not pedo unless
there
you
were-
release cum, dude. Then
No,
you're
I'm saying that I'm saying you can technically like fall. Say if you took a like Brandon with the Polaroid. This is what I was talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah.
So you're taking Polaroids of girls that you like or whatever. This is weird as fuck, but I respect it.
Like, dude. Shout out
And
to
then
Polaroid,
you have
dude.
this shoebox in your room and you're
So
going through it.
It's bold, dude. You gotta fucking
Bold
know
as
those
fuck.
and
And
shit.
these are like from way back, and you're just like, bro, this is like sketchy, weird shit. That like,
yeah, like looking back like.
But then you can
20
say-
years in
I'm
the
not saying that you're
future.
into it. I'm
Yeah,
saying
no,
that
but
like,
what I'm saying is like, I don't think it is because you were the same age as her at the time.
Right.
Even if you're older, they'd
No,
be
but
like,
that
dude, you
doesn't
have
matter.
child
But
porn.
you're
It
falling
doesn't
back
matter.
into it.
What
in
I'm
the
saying-
future perspective.
what I'm saying is that if you take a Polaroid when you're 15 of your
Mhm.
naked 15-year-old girlfriend,
Mhm.
30 years later, you fell
fell
into
into
child
child
pornography. I'm not saying you're keeping that. I'm saying it just gets put in your.
But then if someone's like, "Dude, you fell into it," I'd be like, "Yeah, but I was 15 at the time." And I'm like, "Oh,
no, but
no, I'm just kidding."
Contextual.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah, it's like.
But then, so you have these photos from 15 years ago or 20 years ago, and then you're like, "Oh, well, that's actually not that bad," and you start looking up.
I
just fell into it. It's like a whirlwind.
No, it's not like literally like into a rabbit hole. I'm just saying like.
I guess that makes sense though. Yeah,
It
you do have.
It's a slippery slope.
Yeah,
folks.
it is a slippery slope. That is pretty slippery.
No, it's not. I'm just saying, like, even if you don't slip, it
became a thing.
Yeah, it's like you could fucking get caught up.
I wish it would have become.
You'd have to put that on your resume, dude. You're like, I mean,
we were lucky we didn't have cell phones back when we were.
That's what I'm saying.
Bro, if we had cell phones when we were 15, we'd all be like fucking charged with like.
Oh my god.
No,
dude.
I'm serious. Like, think about that shit for a second.
Yeah.
Like. Think about it. Like we're lucky
everyone
we grew
thinks
up
this
with
new
like
generation's
white boys
all
and
like
shit.
crazy, but it's like we were kind of the worst generation, dude. Like,
I don't know. I mean, yes.
We had the availabilities to all the instant messengers and Facebooks, and we had all the tools, dude. And we like, I don't know, man. And it was like so new that no one knew what was gonna happen or what was, catfishing and all this fucking weird shit. It's like,
it was the dawn of all that.
Yeah, dude. Dawn of a new age, dude.
What millennials?
The trickery.
Millennials for life.
Oh,
Generation Y, dude.
Kay showed us this like millennials meme, and it's like, you want to know what it's like to be a millennial? And they like played all these movies, dude. And it was like all the death scenes from all the movies, like Pikachu like crying over Ash dying and shit. Like I was just laughing so hard. I'm like, dude, we're the coolest generation, dude. Like.
Yeah.
Simon Birch like killing his best friend's mom. Like, it's like Jesus Christ.
That's a classic
so
scene,
hard,
dude.
bro. Like,
it's like the ball to the stands,
it's
right?
like the only woman he's ever loved. He's just like, just like cracks her. It's like the most horrible movie, dude. That's such a fucking sad movie, man.
Oh shit.
Yeah, man. Being a sad boy, dude. I was born a sad boy, dude. Like. All those movies, dude. Angels in the Outfield, like that shit. Just
Angels in the Outfield is fucking epic. I want to watch it with Lyra so bad. I want to like watch it with Mateo. It's like
that's really a good movie, dude.
It's a really good movie.
That's a good movie.
It's a good movie.
Life lessons, man.
You know what's bumming me out right now is that the Berserk guy died.
Oh my god,
that's like the worst news.
That was like,
and how young he was. Too.
It was. I know it's. Fucking,
that's tragic, dude.
I don't know if he just like smoked like 70 packs a day or what the deal was. But
I don't know either. I never really saw anything about like what
like life expectancy in Japan's really high. So the fact that he was like what 50 or something, like
54 or something,
ridiculous.
It's like so. I guess it was like a part of your heart that is connected and it got severed, and like when it happens, you have like only a little bit to live, and he just didn't get treated in time, and his is
wow.
It's like it's usually fatal when it happens to you. It's like.
If you live in a hospital, you can get.
Yeah, if you're like at a hospital and it happens to you, like chances are you're gonna be okay. But like
that's
chances are if it happens to you, like most people die when it happens to you.
How does that happen? Is it like
some freak?
The way he was living his life?
Maybe? It could have been like a lifestyle thing. You know, there's all this.
More like just a random malevolent thing.
I think that scares me more than anything. If that
probably
can
5G.
Fuck, dude. You never know, bro.
Stop.
You have it over there in Japan, dude.
I'm not gonna get this shit.
It's bad for your heart health, dude.
I don't want to get on my monetization again. Nah, you're talking about what the fuck you want, dude.
Yeah, bro.
I mean,
but no, I whenever that shit happened, I was like freaking out. Remembering because like I read part of the manga, but really Berserk was like the original anime was what I was like. What I remember watching, and I was super into it. I had the box of War. It was like all the DVDs on this like cool collector's edition box.
I still have it.
That's hard, bro.
I watched it like the whole. What was like 26 episode season? Like I watched it like fucking like 10 times or something. I loved it, and like it was the first show that ever made me like kind of like think about like. Free will, kind of, because that quote in the beginning, I always thought that was really cool. Like just what is it? How does it go?
In this world, is the destiny of mankind controlled by some transcendental entity or law? Is it like the hand of God hovering above? At least it is true. How the fuck does it go? I know it by heart.
Not even man has control over his own will.
Yeah, at least it is true that not even man has control over his own. The man has
does
no
not have control.
Not even
over his own life.
Yeah. I butchered that.
Commas. You did good for a second. But no, that was always a trip because I was always
That's
like,
epic, dude.
free will. I was like, of course we have free will. Of course all this shit. But then, like, I don't know. You think about it and you're like,
Well, I think a lot of the question around free will is just gets hung up on the question of like the part of it being free. Because like, what does that mean? It's like, what does it mean to have free will? But like, it is an interesting question, and like that quote definitely like stokes the mind to consider, like, because it was like Sam Harris' argument. Kind of? Well, Sam Harris's argument is like we don't have free will, but it's like his like notion of like free will is like so retarded because he's like, you can't go back yesterday and choose to do anything differently than you did. It's like no one's fucking saying that. Like, oh, you can't be someone completely different and choose something different than they would do that they have already chosen. It's like no shit.
Sam Harris always says like you don't control the things that pop in your head.
No, he's always saying that like you don't. Yeah, he says that.
That's
too.
kind of I've heard that.
Like things that pop in your head, like you have no.
That's
control
not your free will. Like,
and then the way you make, and then the argument is that like the way you choose based on the information that just randomly pops in your head, that isn't technically free will because all your life choices up to that point, like kind of make you pick the one you were going to pick anyway. So it's just an illusion. But
you see, like the logical like fallacy there is that like based on your past choices, your choice now is determined by your past choices. But if you never had choices in the past, then how could you have a choice now? Either you have choices or you don't have choices.
Not past choices, but based on your past. No, that's the argument that he's making is that all the shit that's happened to you. The things that pop in your head, you don't have control over. The way like you pick, you don't have control over.
Right now, instead of go get my oil changed, it's like you would have done that anyways because you've always played games. Is that kind of what he's like saying?
Well,
like so, me picking to do that isn't my free will. It's like it's just
you're an automaton. Like you're just
like your brain doesn't like. It's just an illusion that you get to choose what you're going to do. Like
it's completely fallacious though.
It's interesting. It's interesting because I'd like to think that I do have like something pops in my head, and then I get to sit there and chop it up and be like, what do I want to do
with this thought?
You know, and then it might be an illusion. I'm not saying that it's not because it might be, but it's interesting. It kind of helps with like empathy of people. Like you see someone do something just so fucking stupid, and you're just like, how could you make this choice? You know, and then you like if you have that. If that's like something you think is real, right? Like the illusion of free will, then you can sit there and be like, oh, well, I can empathize a little bit because like, you know, well, who knows what kind of shit's happened to them and make them, they didn't make that choice on, like, it wasn't
purpose.
You know, it was just
it was an accident.
If they're on a track and they can't stop, it's just going to go out no matter what. I don't like that idea. I think maybe there are, I don't know, maybe I'd like to think you can get to a point of like, self-realization, like self-consciousness to where you can just stop doing that and kind of make better choices instead of just like running down the track.
It's hard for people to know themselves really too. I think that's like an issue too. It's like
there's a lot of delusion, especially in the like.
I think that's my favorite thing to do is to admit my faults, and I know a lot of people that can't admit any fault of their own.
That's like such a serious character defect.
It's a narcissistic thing.
Yeah.
Like constructive criticism is like, I like it. I like when somebody tells me like, hey man, like try to do this next time, or you know, because it's like what you're saying. Like sometimes you have to really think about something you do from all different angles to see if there's a better way in doing it.
Yeah, if someone's coming from a place where like it sounds like they actually
might know a thing or two.
Yeah, well, there's some people where like they're criticizing someone's job, and you're sitting there. It's like, bro, you've never done this shit. You don't know.
Yeah.
You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. So, like, that's one thing. But then if someone sat there and studied something and kind of is like, hey, this is something I see. It's like almost like in fighting games, right? You're like, you need to stop letting people jump in on you. Like, you're not anti-airing at all. Some people get butthurt whenever you're like...
telling them something.
Yeah, they're just like, don't tell me how to play. Fucking, I'm trying or whatever. But it's like... Sometimes they're seeing the thing that you're not seeing. It's like, exactly. You're pushing buttons here, you're not fucking doing that, and you just can't. It's not like criticism isn't just like burning it all down. You're trying to like in the right situation, it's meant to like kind of separate the wheat from the chaff, or fucking like
it's
the
like
good from the bad.
Yeah,
it's like constructive criticism. It's not like you're just talking shit on somebody. It's
no,
like you're trying to like better them, and if a person's trying to better themselves, they'll like hear what you have to say and take it into consideration and be like, yeah, you're probably right, and like let me try to do that better.
Exactly.
But if you can't do anything better because you can't make any choices because you're in a town and it's all just an illusion, then it's just completely fucking stupid, the whole notion of like self-improvement, because it's like that's what
right? Doesn't he hawk like meditation? Sam Harris that you brought up, right? Like,
yeah,
he hawks like some meditation fucking app and shit.
Yeah, it's
like, what is it, one way or the other? You're gonna meditate to better yourself, but you didn't even you were already gonna download my meditation app. Why isn't everyone downloading it yet? Like,
well, it's just dumb. Like,
what the fuck is that? You think about it, like,
because this is the things he uses that like I don't even know what words are gonna come out of my mouth next. I don't even know what thoughts are going to come into my mind next. So what degree of free will do I have when I'm just a bluttering fucking idiot who says stupid ass shit like, if we truly had free will, we could go back to like yesterday and make different choices. That's stupid.
The Uncle Rico dog.
If we were somebody else, we could choose different choices than they made.
Dynamite.
Free will isn't not having any intrusive thoughts that you can't control or you don't willfully, manufacture. Free will isn't being able to go back in time and choose different. Free will isn't being able to be somebody else and choose different than that person. Free will is being able to choose better tomorrow than what you chose today and the day before. Like, that's free will. Like, yeah, your will's conditioned by like all kinds of things, but I like to call it conditioned will, because like we can't jump to the moon just because we feel like it, but we can in our mind, which is interesting. But there are certain physical limitations, whether they be, we can't.
I went down this whole rabbit hole just so I could like say, I forgive you for hitting me in the face with the Stone Cold Steve Austin thing. And now you're sitting there going like, I chose to send you to hell.
See, I'm not breaking this bottle over your head today because I'm choosing better today than I chose then, because you might, tease me about the Stone Cold, but like, I'm going to choose different. Because I saw the blood, the streams of blood just flowing through the halls of the mall. And I was just,
bro, I was bleeding a lot.
Oh my god, there was
it looked like
probably the most blood I've ever seen in one time in my entire life.
Well, no, because like honestly, like to do the Stone Cold Steve, like my face was like all the blood was rushing to my head, and then he just stabs me in the face, and there's blood. Like it was like some Kill Bill shit.
Dude. It was like a berserk.
I was like. Blood was like just pouring out of my hands.
It was like a berserk scene.
Fuck, I went to the bathroom.
You know what I mean? The berserk scenes, bro. The black guys, bro.
Oh my god.
You know what the other best mall story was? Is when whenever like that group of like 6 kids were like trying to punk us when we were eating fucking pizza at the food court.
Yeah, fuck those guys.
And they were just like, we noticed them right away because like we were eating and they were eating and we sat down next to them. And the whole time we were there, it was me, Riley, and our cousin Alex, who's kind of a little pussy, but besides the point.
You'll see.
We were sitting there and like they're all like, hey, like check it out, dude. Like, and then they're like, what's up, you fucking faggots? Like fucking, like
just some dumb
talking
shit.
Just talking shit. They're like, what'd you guys get?
Nice
like,
shirt, loser.
I didn't know they had dick as a topping on pizza or something. We're sitting there just like,
Is that a fucking pepperoni and dickhead? You're like, fuck, man.
No, bro. And they were all like maybe between our age.
Oh shit.
Maybe my age. I don't know how old I was.
Yeah, you were probably. I think I was.
I was like 11 or 12.
No, you're probably older.
No, bro, I was like 12.
You were like 15. Probably.
No, I wasn't. I was not.
You're probably 15.
I was not. 100%.
We were living on 11.
Bro, I was 12.
Okay.
Or 13.
We'll take that. Yeah, we'll take that.
Let me think. Wait, we were living on 11.
Because Alex was with us, and he lived with us on 11.
Maybe I was 14.
Sure.
Maybe. I wasn't 15, though.
I'm 2.5 years older, so maybe I was 17.
14. And there was like a group of 14-year-old kids, 6 of them, just bagging on us, talking shit. What's it called? And we're just like, let's just eat our food and just.
It's not worth the
hassle, you know what I mean? So we're walking off, we get up and we leave, and then they get up and they start following us to the mall.
We're like, oh, look at
and we walk out of the food court, they're sitting there just like, whoa, pussies, like fucking, yeah, like blah blah shit. And then I just like, we look at each other, And I'm like, which ones do you want, dude? Like, and then they're like, what? And then we stop and we turn around and we're like, what's up, dude? Like, I was like, do you guys like got beef with us? Like, you really want to go down this road? We can go outside. Or I don't know. I think you were talking actually.
Yeah.
But
you were talking too.
And they were just like, what? No, man, we're cool. We're cool, dude. We're cool.
Yeah, there was
How
like
old
6.
Are you guys?
There was
it was like 16 or something.
I think I was like 17. Maybe.
And they're just like, oh 16. Fuck, dude, what's your guys' names?
Like,
and
you guys are
cool
like,
we're not
dude,
fucking
like...
friends with you, fucking faggots. Like, get the fuck
you
out of here.
You guys skateboard, dude? Like, we skateboard, dude.
Bro,
like,
I'm serious, bro. And then we
you
turn
want us
around.
to suck your dick, dude? Like,
straight up, dude. Straight up. It was the most like epic 180 of like
DSLs because like,
these guys. Just, like, I was like, hey, you got some fucking DSL with your fucking loser? Like, come and get on this fucking dick, dog. Like, nah, dude. It was the funniest shit. It was the funniest shit.
Well, it was funny because there was like 6 of them, and like we were walking down like
and there was 3 of us, and so we were thinking like,
well, and then so we're like, they start, they keep like hassling us, and we look at each other, like turn around, like what the fuck's your problem? And like right at that moment, like 4 of them like bounced, and like left 2 of them, and like the 2 like looked behind, and like all like the other guys had bounced, and they were just like, oh, like you guys are so fucking cool. We just like had to talk to you guys, and like me and Riga are like, because we're like ready to throw down, and like
bro, we
like
would have fucking beat the shit out of
after they're like giving us praises and shit, like we like look for our cousin, and he's like behind the goddamn
planter, bro.
on the other side of the mall. He like
what a bitch,
fucking
dude.
Vanished like a ghost, dude, and like
what a little bitch.
Help, dog.
We like saw him like peeking his head out from behind the planter, like
yeah, he
was like.
Some
Were you scared of
like, bro. Some people don't have
I think we had our skateboards. We could have just bashed these kids' heads in.
I don't know if we had our skateboards or not.
I think we did because they were like, "Oh, like you guys skate?
Maybe, yeah.
Like you guys skate too? Like we skate? Like
we might have skated there. Actually, we might have skated there.
Yeah, from our house, bro.
Yeah, because we took no. We would take the bus. To
okay,
the mall.
I was like,
we would skate to the transit center and then take the bus to the mall and then skate to the mall and then skate to the transit center and skate. Just that little bus stop. It's not far in the parking lot.
No.
But
shout out to transit,
bro. No, dude. The thing is,
it's
interesting to see.
Oh, dude, that's another thing. We went to the mall once. It was just me and Cody. We were working at Abercrombie. It was like fucking 9 in the morning. We like went to Subway. There's no one there, and there's this like guy at Chinese Express just staring at Cody. I'm like eating these sandwiches, and Cody just stands up. The fuck you looking at, dude? And I'm like, what are you doing right now? Like I was just like, what's going on right now?
Cody's not adverse to confrontation.
Man, he would just pop off on anyone for anything, dude.
Yeah, he's short tempered.
He had a fucking chip on his shoulder for sure.
Yeah.
He did, man.
Anger.
Gosh, damn, that would freak me the fuck out. Though I'd be like, dude, nah, dog.
No, I mean, we were trying to turn the other cheek, but the thing is, like,
you can only take so much.
No. If you turn the other cheek and then it's following you, it's like at that point, it's like.
We tried everything.
This shit's not gonna stop. We're gonna have to fucking.
Yeah, they're just gonna like get emboldened and like keep like harassing us until we just gotta fucking crack their skulls. So.
No, hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, I mean, like I wasn't. Yeah, I didn't want to like. Yeah, but we were fucking dude. Those kids were bitch ass.
Obviously,
fucking,
bitches.
Bitch ass kids, bro. Bitch ass.
Mall bitches, bro. It's just like. Who does that kind of stuff, man? We used to just fucking have a good time, dude.
I know. I was like, why are you guys talking
shit around?
Bro?
No, we just gonna like love sack and like fall asleep on one for like 40 minutes. They like kick us out.
It's like fucking
yeah, make a fap on a sack, dude. Yeah, it's so good, dude. Nah, man, that was the best times though, dude. Like. Just not having any money and spending like hours at the mall. I remember just like never having money, dude, and just being there for like 6 hours. Like, what the fuck did I do, dude? Like,
mall rats are real, dude.
Hell yeah,
man.
man.
It's super fun.
Cool.
Do you remember Jordan's epic quote?
What's wrong?
They're all like hanging out outside of the mall, but I was just like sitting there, and he's like, "Man, I just wish there was like a cool place where teens could like go and hang out." And they're like, dude, we're here. Like, the fucking mall. It was the best shit, dude.
That's funny.
Shout out to Jordan, dude. That was the fucking funniest shit.
You talking about Vortex?
Yeah, dog.
Nice. Yeah. Jordan Vortex.
Man, just all bored and shit. Like,
sick name, Vortex.
Yeah. That's not his real name.
No, yeah, it's like one of those like MySpace ones. Like how many?
No, there was like
Lisa
all
Ann's,
those guys.
Maria Ann. Like you'd be like, what? Like
I never knew that wasn't his real name. I feel like very let down right now.
His name's Jordan Flores.
Oh yeah, that's right. I actually knew that. What the fuck am I talking about?
Yeah, no, it was like there was like
back.
all their friends like took names of like
Autobots and Decepticons.
No,
and shit.
not just Autobots not just Decepticons, but the one that all combined to make Devastator. So Swindle, Brawl, Vortex.
That's pretty sick.
What was it? No, I can't remember.
I'm just trolling. Jose never had a name like that. That's all
no, they were. It was actually kind of a cool bit. I thought it was a cool bit. I was like, yeah, you guys are kind of cool. Like, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it is a cool
Transformers friends, like, all,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
you just come up with some cool names, like some nicknames that all make sense.
That, like, fell with you for like...
Yeah, it was like kind of cool, but I mean, yeah, I don't know. It was kind of cool, actually.
It was all right. It was all right.
It was a cool bit.
Kind of.
But
I mean, that's like a thing, right? Like, I was always weird. Whenever I made a MySpace, it was just my fucking name, dude. Like,
yeah,
MySpace
you know what I
is
mean?
so fucking sick.
Dude,
I like
it
I
was
want to
MySpace.
bring
next
it back,
level,
dude. I
dude.
want to run it back so sick.
The
was really
fucking
cool.
music, bro.
The music was dope as fuck.
Once someone
dude.
showed me how to do a music player where I could fill it with just,
Yeah.
oh my days, bro. It was
you
bad.
just fucking
It was
hang
over,
out in
dude.
your own fucking space, you know?
Yeah, and like you just like totally showed.
it was like a
everybody
vlog,
what
like,
you were
or not a
about,
vlog,
and,
but it was like a blog.
Well,
Like, you
there
just
was.
vlog.
You can
Shit.
literally blog.
Yeah,
it was like
It was
a vlog.
so fucking sick. I
dude.
could have all my writings there, have like my fucking poetry.
It wasn't like inherently negative like Facebook seems to be.
dude.
It was
Facebook
way more
is
like-
so
Toxic.
psycho shit.
It was a way for people to like reach out to each other in the like most positive way.
It was always positive.
It
If
was
you guys
always
went
positive.
back, be honest right now. If you went back, I did this and I like read some messages that I sent to people of that age. I was fucking cringing hard, bro.
What were you
Even
saying?
reading some of my bulletins. You remember the bulletins? It'd be like, "Please God, somebody talk to me, or I'll put this gun in my mouth right now." And you'd like click on it and shit. It'd be like, "Fill out the survey. What's your first 10 favorite movies?" And shit. You're like, "What the fuck is this shit, man?" Like,
That's epic.
or the chains, where it's like, if you don't fucking send this to
I
someone
hate
else,
the
you're
chains.
fucking dead, dude. You're
I don't
like,
do the
oh my
chains.
God, I'd like fucking freak out and send a chain
I
to
would never
somebody
do the
like,
chain.
"You're dead now, motherfucker." And like,
I don't even know what you're talking about.
dude,
I don't
was
go
into
into those. I don't go
MySpace,
into
dog.
those things.
MySpace
bro.
was sick as fuck though, dude. Like, I fucking really miss MySpace.
I do
hate,
too.
I hate Facebook. Facebook is such trash.
I remember the day it changed.
What,
I
Facebook
was-
changed?
Yeah, like I remember going like, "Yo, dog, what's your MySpace, dude? I'll add you up." They're like,
Oh.
I'm in college now, dude. I'm
I
on
don't-
Facebook, bro.
I don't
I
do
was
that
like,
on MySpace.
excuse
shit.
me, like what's going on, man? Like,
Yeah.
and then the change happened. Everyone started going offline, and I was like, "What is this a thing?" Like, I was
Facebook
like,
got really popular like in 2006.
It's like, I'm an adult now. I can't like show you what I'm about. It's just like this blank page with like my picture on it. I'm
It's
like,
so-
what the
it's
I
fuck?
wasn't
so
on it. I
lame.
didn't go
It
on it,
was,
dude.
man.
I didn't go
Facebook
on it
is the
for like
lamest.
years.
Me neither.
For like
I didn't
maybe
like it.
till 2009, I
Oh, it was-
finally made a
That
Facebook.
was like 2011.
I was
Maybe
always late to the
2010.
game though. I was
Yeah.
late to AIM. I was late to fucking MySpace. I was late to all of it, dude. I don't know. I just didn't like. Instant Messenger was the fucking shit though, dude.
No,
Real
it was
talk.
hype.
Instant Messenger.
AIM, dog.
Oh, American.
I mean,
Yeah, well, instant message.
Yeah.
okay.
where you could like go into chat rooms and like fucking. That's where catfishing first came
Talk to
into
like
play.
50-year-old men rubbing grease on their
Yeah.
fucking nutsack and
It's
shit.
so good, dude.
And
Like,
baby, talk to me.
I don't know why it was also emo though. Like, I used every platform to just like fucking cry and like hope that people like.
Because you're a hopeless romantic, bro.
Yeah, dude. Like,
That's what it was.
like I'm away right now, like in my room, like burying my face in my pillow. I hope someone cares. Like, please message me. Like just some like dumb shit. Like, what do you?
Did you guys ever meet somebody online?
Oh,
like, in real
of course.
person?
Me and my brother dated the same girl we met online.
What?
And like fought physically for her. Like, it was probably some guy. Like, it's fucking
No, but did
awesome.
you ever meet them in person?
No.
I did.
You're a legend, dude.
Yeah, she was super cute too.
That's rare. That's
She was
fucking
so
rare.
fucking beautiful.
Wait,
It's
what?
thinking
At that
about
day
it right
and
now.
age, to actually meet someone who's genuinely who they are,
Oh yeah.
that's crazy.
She was totally who she
bro.
was. She was even prettier in person. I was just like,
Wow.
God damn.
That's pretty sick. Was it in a chat room or is it just someone like?
No, someone hit me up on MySpace, I think. She was
MySpace.
just like friended me, and I was just like, "Yo, what's up?" And she like lived in Ramona. Her name is Amy.
Damn.
Shout out to Amy from Ramona. If you ever like see this, hear this, like I've always loved you. Like,
I'll
Well,
never stop.
no, for real though. Like, time out, because like she had this thing about how like, oh, like these fucking stupid ass girls from high school, like they think these like fucking jocks like fucking love them, like they're just gonna fuck you, and like they don't care about you, and like, you know, she was just like all about like, you know, like, the authenticness of like a
Definitely.
relationship, especially if you're gonna be intimate with somebody, and like she probably thinks that I didn't like her because I didn't sleep with her, but I didn't sleep with her because I actually loved
That's
her.
the realest shit.
And like I knew like I was never gonna be with her because she lived in Ramona, and like I had my thing with Simone, and like I was never, you know, it wasn't gonna work
No.
out. So like I wasn't just gonna like get it in just because like I could.
No.
Because that would be like the exact thing that she hated. And like, so that's why I never did it. And she probably thought like I didn't care about her because I didn't, but it's because I did that I didn't. Does that make sense?
No, what is this, like
dude,
the virtue signaling hour?
No, but
I'm over here like getting called out for like
the
molesting Brennan's sister, and then fucking Riley's like, I could have slept with an angel, but
no, she was an angel.
I cut my dick off and I sold it to a trading company. And
it makes the best like molds of cocks. Like this.
All dildos are made from Riley's cock, dude. It's just like the one mold.
I'm gonna start a brand,
mold, dude.
A brand of molds. No, but like the moral of the story.
The
moral of the story is that life's short, and I should have got it in.
Yeah. Dude. That's a real thing, though. Like, there's been so many times, like me and Rico always talk about being naive. Sometimes that was like a thing where I'd be in bed with a girl, and they'd be like fucking like playing with my dickhead and shit, and I'd just be like, I'm gonna go home now, you know? They'd be like, and she'd be like, why didn't you just fuck me that night? And I'd be like, I didn't even know that was an option. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just like, what? Like,
you're just
that
like
is
so
crazy.
conditioned to think that like
I was in a weird place where I thought that sex solidified shit. So if I really liked a girl, I had to have sex with her because then she would really like me. That's what I thought it was.
How'd that work out for you?
Oh, it never worked out. It never worked out. Because sometimes they just wanted the sex, but they didn't even like you. You know what I mean? They're just fucking bored on a Wednesday. And they're like, yeah, I just wanted to fucking like break somebody's fucking heart, dude, and like feel like a fucking real person.
Well, Riley, a second ago you said that life's short, get in. Remember the time? Remember the legendary? What was it? I'm a grown ass man, like at Vincent's house when me and you were spending the night there, and then you like left in the middle of the night, and Janet's like, "Where are you going, Riley? Like you can't leave. Like you said you're gonna stay here," and you're just like, "I can do whatever I want. I'm a grown ass man." You were kind of old at the time. I'm not gonna lie. You were like 17 or something.
I was probably 18 if I was driving.
But. And then you left to go to some like girls' houses where there was like 3 chicks like all trying to like bang you out. And then you got scared and like jumped out the window, like got cut on a piece of glass and like came running back like crying. We were playing Resident Evil.
At this time, I was like officially still a virgin.
Yeah.
And like I went
officially,
over.
What does that mean?
A virgin?
Officially?
I think so.
A vag virgin, or did you have like a fucking
one of those like Christian virgins?
Yeah, like the bubble. I wish I met a girl like that. Like, what? The only thing you got is the best thing, dog? Like, what the fuck? I remember always, like, making jokes about that. Like get that dirty pussy out of here. I don't even want to fucking touch that thing, dude. Like, let's get that fucking deal. I had friends tell me that shit. I'm like, how the fuck are you so lucky, dog? Like, where is she now? Like, yeah, is she still in the house? I'm like, it's freaky out, dude.
Well, let's not derail this.
No, it's fine. I was just thinking, like, I can't really recall, like, the degree of, like, my virgin status at the time. But, like, I wasn't, like, in deep or anything in terms of, like, getting it in at that point. But, like, I go over to these chicks' house, and one's just got, like, hairy arms, right?
Oh, no, they were solid 5.
And the other one, like, face looks like it kind of got melted. You know, like a little wax candle, like, going on, look. And then, like, they're both coming on to me, and I'm just like, nah, man. I can't let this be, like,
my
the
first
time. I feel like I just got
experience.
busted this window right now. And, like, it was, like a two, you know, like a bunk bed. We're on the top bunk, and like they were both coming at me like fucking creepers in the night, and I was just like,
he showed up. No, I was straight. He showed back up at Vincent's house. There was like glass in his hair, like cuts on his arm. Like, what the heck happened? And he's like, I'm not a grown ass man. I'm not a grown ass man.
Like, I can't just put the bag over the head. Dude. Like, I hadn't thought about it at that point. That's when like the bag over the head like came into fruition.
Dude,
like, you could go fucking like 2 fugly chicks coming at you. You just shave the arms and put the bag over the head, and you get it in, dude. Like, you make do with what you got.
Oh my gosh, dude. What's that term? Everybody looks the same in the dark, dude. Yeah, bro. No, that hairy arm thing, that's a
big turn off for me.
Dude,
we called her werewolf.
Dude, no, seriously. In 8th grade, we were talking about
the
the Civil War dance that me and Rico had to do in 8th grade, dude.
Was that inherently racist? Doing a Civil War dance?
It was kind of fucking weird, dude. It was kind of fucking
a little weird.
But the girl I got paired with had the fucking hairiest arms, bro.
That's too bad.
And I was like, nah. That was fucking pissed. That pissed
I swear I went to that dance twice somehow.
That's fucking sick.
Isn't that weird?
You just like showed up in your cowboy outfit.
I went to
get in here.
I went to Sarah Ostadio. Is that how you say her name? That girl was a dime piece, bro.
I think
she dime pieced out. Towards the end there, it was out of control.
I was in a grade with Devin, dude.
Dude, I love Devin. Yo, Devin, if you hear this, like, I love you too. I'm really sorry that I like manifested all the things you were worried about me like doing in terms of like letting you down. Like, I'm really sorry about that. If you could just like accept my friend request on Facebook, as much as I despise that platform, like, I really appreciate, you know, like
isn't she like a latex like bondage model now?
I think so.
Yeah, super hot.
She's pretty hot, dude. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, it's like super in there. Like,
dude, it was so funny because in 8th grade she was such the different girl, dude.
I know.
She was like
cool.
a little like
she burned me a Gigi Allen CD back.
That's sick.
Way back in.
She was honestly like one of the nicest girls.
She's super cool.
Her, Ashley Genoway, and I forget who the other girl was. They were like,
what a great name, Genoway.
Oh god, I know, dude. She was fucking.
They should have been named Jen Genoway.
Like, Jen Genoway.
It's like Genoway.
Genoway.
Get away, Jen.
But I just remember moving to that school, and those two girls were super nice to me, dude. That was always cool because when a new school sucked, bro.
Yeah, when did you come to
middle of 8th grade? Dude.
I was a nice girl.
I remember you telling the story on the podcast about like having to like fight with your brother.
My brother doesn't even remember that, dude.
I kind of remember that.
I'm like surprised.
I didn't even realize it was you. I didn't even realize it was you and Josh.
Yeah, bro.
But like looking back, I was like, oh fuck, it was them and Josh.
You had to make your name, dude.
I was just like, this kid is cool as fuck. I was like, this kid is down.
Riley wasn't even at that school in 8th grade. Like he was there, like
well, that's the
going
cool
to
part about Riley.
Dance with Astadio, dude.
Yeah,
she was in our grade. I think that's how that whole thing.
I think she was in my grade.
Was she?
Yeah, but I went twice.
The sister, the little chubby sister. I wonder if she panned out.
I'm sure she. You know, there's hope.
Yeah, there's hope in the galaxy, dude. Yeah.
Got airdyne bike, dude, and just fucking hit it hard.
What's her name? I forget.
I don't remember.
No one does.
There was all the hot chicks had a little sister that was like
not as hot.
That's kind of
funny. What's her name? What's her name? Had a sister that was like.
It was all about the fucking Dominguez clan, dude.
Oh my
god!
The
twins?
Yeah, the twins.
Remember when we saw the show?
Jessica.
With them?
Yeah. What's her name?
I fucking got face to face with that twin, bro, and I was just like.
That's so hype.
Like,
that's so
hype.
They were like the most beautiful.
We survived. That was like a near-death experience, dude.
Well, the AFI show.
Yeah. Like a street scene, 2007? 2006? It was just nuts as fuck. It was the scariest. I've never been scared of a show in my entire life. I was there fucking dead to fall when the guy jumped up on the rafters and started kicking people in the face because they weren't in the pit. But I've never been scared of that fucking show. But I was fucking scared for my life.
People were like,
we're just sardines, dude.
Like,
we're just getting crushed. Like fucking sardines. Yeah. We fucking spent like an hour getting just out of the fucking center of it.
So there was multiple stages at this street scene place, and then when AFI went on, like everyone migrated there, and then they was just pushing in. So like if you were in the middle, and
you were just getting suffocated.
It was like,
well, if you're falling over too, people just start stomping on you.
It was like a Black Friday.
Yeah.
It was like a Black Friday thing. Where like people, there was an ambulance, like some guy got like trampled half to death. He almost died.
They had to stop playing like 3 or 4 times and just say, back up.
That's so
back off the cake, like back off the rail, you know, like get back.
Imagine being one of those persons getting crushed up.
Dude, we were for like an hour on the cage. That would have been something else.
Dude.
But I remember like we spent like an hour, like all of our strength. We're just fucking dripping sweat. We're just like, we were just like, me and her. I don't know how me and her ended up together, but we're hanging out and we were just fucking like basically having sex with our clothes on, like. And we were just fucking trying to squirm our ways out of this fucking like.
Just getting your licks every once in a while, just
and we yeah, totally. I was just like licking her face, like. Just like it was like giving me sustenance, like strength. I was like,
the salt, dude.
Yeah, the salt was just like everything I needed. I was like, and like we finally get out, and like I think we meet up with Rico, and he was like, "Dude, that was fucking crazy." And we're like, we're like all like panting, we're like dying, and we see this fucking like. Yoked ass 6'4" guy with like a broken neck, like getting dragged down to the fucking crowd with his friends. You know, they're like, and he was just dead.
That's incredible.
It was so sick,
and it was sick. AFI's the best, dude.
I was telling somebody about that the other day. I was like, I used to define myself as like a show goer. Like that's what I would do. And I remember the day that I was just done. Dude.
I don't give a fuck. I
can't even go to a show anymore. I know. If it's a good band, I'll go. But I hate that scenario.
It's crazy.
Being crushed and having other I had this dude with Jerry curls in front of me sweating just all over me, bro. I was like, this is fucked up, bro. I just kept pushing him. I'm like, get the fuck off of me, bro.
Yeah,
like,
no personal space. I mean,
gosh.
I'm not like I still listen to that music sometimes, but like I wouldn't go to a show.
Yeah,
and, like, I'd go to other like shows, like whatever.
Even a regular show.
I kind of like. I still listen to hardcore, metalcore. I also listen to that stuff, but yeah, I'm not a mosh warrior anymore. I wouldn't really want to go and like.
Fuck all that.
But I do like pop punk, and I'd like to go see some pop punk bands. I love like singing songs.
I wouldn't even know. The other day, one of the like country western guys I like, Charlie Crockett, had a like pre-sale at the Belly Up. I had a chance to buy tickets for it, and the Belly Up that's like real just chill.
That's a laid back.
And I was just like, I don't even want to fucking, it's like so
the Grand Ole Opry's been doing some live country things on YouTube, dude. I've been checking those out.
I don't have any urge.
I hate Boot Barn country though. When we were in Boot Barn, you were making me laugh because you were just like, God, I hate this style of country, dude. Like the guys were like
those guys were, I know. I bought
like,
a hat
he's like singing the song. He's like
ruined it, and I'm like, there, it's better now. They're like, this guy's fucking stupid.
I almost thought you were gonna put it back.
Fuck those shit.
No,
like,
I was joking.
Thought you were gonna put it back.
I was like, come on, bro, let's get out of here. You're like, what? I was like, fuck this shit. Like,
this guy like spent his whole life like trying to fix his hat for you, dude.
No, well, he was ruining it. I was like, get out of here, bitch. Get it fucking steamed up for me.
He just had a steamer by him. He's like, I'm the guy, dude.
Yeah, sure. He's like, is this okay? It's just like Dookie, and I'm like, get the fuck out of here, Donnie.
What's the guy's name? Moriarty Kento, or what's his name? The guy, the author of Berserk. Rest in peace, that guy.
I know, man. Shout out to that guy.
I mean, I've been wanting to buy the whole like manga for a while. Just maybe like buy like one of
They make those big bound books.
They make the big bound was like 3 issues per book, but like I hear like they didn't like pixelate, like they just blew it up, so it's kind of like more pixelated.
Okay.
I just want to get like the books. Like,
no, for sure.
And like I want to buy one, maybe like one a week for like whatever, how many issues there are. But like that guy, he took like a 2-year break. He said he was researching a lot to like get into the next leg of the story.
Damn.
And like it's just over now. Like I don't know, like
if he told it to anyone.
Yeah, if he has it like sketched out, like
so
the way
cool.
that
like an apprentice somewhere that he just revealed.
Like the anime, like they don't illustrate that shit. No. So like technically, they could just make a movie to finish off the story.
If the story is down somewhere,
that'd be so cool.
Yeah,
I remember like there was a lost 13th chapter, like right when the eclipse is happening, and like Griffith is inside that egg and he's becoming Famto or whatever, and he's like having this dialogue with this like entity, and the author of the manga, the creator, like took it out of the manga because he said it revealed too much of the story too soon.
Damn.
But you can find it online. It's called like the 13th chapter, the lost 13th chapter Berserk. And like I printed it out, I think at Vincent's house, and like I had that shit in my binder, and I would fucking read it all the time because it was so deep. He's basically having this like conversation with this entity, and he's like, "Are you God? Are you the devil? Like, what are you?" He's like, "I'm your creation." He's like, "You think I created you?" He's like, "But you created me." He's like, "All the hate and all the fear and all like the violence that like is in humanity produced me, and like I am that, and like that's what's creating Famto." But like really, Griffith and like everyone who's ever had like a negative emotion in the history of the world has created this being, and it's just like it like Berserk for me is like a fucking philosophy. It was like it crossed the boundaries between like what a manga what a manga is, what entertainment can be. It like crosses the boundaries into like philosophy, theology, psychology. Like it fucking just blew all that shit wide open. And like
I thought the original anime run was good.
Oh my god, it was so good.
So most animes that are based on mangas have these endings that are just dog shit.
Yeah.
And they did change it, and they made it was good, but it ended abruptly, and you were like, what the fuck? And you kind of forget what's going on.
Well, they couldn't end it with like
he's dead. He dies. That's the end. And then you're like, wait, the first episode, he's alive, and his arm's cut off, and he's got one eye, and he's all fucked up.
Yeah, the first episode.
And then you're like, wait a second, he survives that.
Right.
So you know he survives it, but you don't know how. But that like was so good compared to like Baki the Grappler, where it ends right before they these stupid endings.
Or Full Metal Alchemist, dude. That was one of the worst endings.
It sucks ass. And Berserk did a good job of changing it to where it's still.
They didn't really change anything though. They just kind of left it
open ended.
No, because there were There were no fairies. There were no.
Oh sure,
Skull
they changed
King,
that. But in terms of
no,
the ending,
what's it called?
But like,
it still played out really well.
Yeah,
like they changed it for a good season of an anime, and it was standalone, and it was great.
Have you seen the new?
No,
the continuation anime.
I haven't watched anything with CG in it. I'm just.
But dude, like,
this is a pretty good one.
Well, they had like 3 movie arcs, right? Like Golden Age, like Hawk Age, and then like Eclipse Age.
Band of the Hawk.
It was like, yeah, it was like, those are like the CG animation is like Rico's saying, like all day long. Like I'm not a fan, and the anime already covered that part of the story.
Okay.
The Eclipse arc though, that movie did get into him being rescued by, what's his name, Skull King, and
maybe it was a knight. Maybe you're right.
And so that was cool because it it went beyond what the previous anime had done, but the animation was shit. But then they came out with like a series. It was like a 6 or 12-part series. I think the first season was 6 episodes and the second series was 12. I could be wrong, but that animation, it's like a combination of like CG and like not CG. So like the not CG parts are actually really sick, and the CG parts are like, but like it's just super dope to be able to watch the manga unfold like through anime.
Definitely
continued on, and like the story's really sick, and like I fucking love it, and I really like those, and I hope they keep doing it. I think it's supposed to drop. The new season's supposed to drop pretty soon.
That's, if anything, it's cool to see somebody carry on the torch. You know what I mean? Because it's like some things just get forgotten about. I do talk shit on all these remakes, but at the very least of it, it's like at least it's still being remembered. I think that's a cool thing.
It's just really sad, man. It really fucking breaks my heart. Like I was like fucking so depressed when I found out that guy died. Cause like even though like I haven't read the mangas, I have like the first issue, and like I want to keep buying them and like support the manga. But like,
but you watched you've seen all the anime.
I've seen every single anime of everything that has ever happened, and like I want to read the mangas, and like god damn it, like, it just fucking kills my soul that like it will go unfinished, because to me it's like, Berserk is like one of my top all-time favorite animes, and like stories in general, and like the philosophy and like everything.
I even like that. I even like the original anime, which people I don't know what the consensus is on that.
What, the original?
But that was one of my favorite of
very
all
highly
time.
Regarded as a great anime.
Okay. Because I know sometimes people are like,
stick to the manga.
No, because they only just left things out. They didn't like change anything substantial.
Yeah.
That's good though.
I thought it was one of the coolest cliffhangers of all time, dude.
Oh, it was epic.
I thought it was badass. And then we'd always watch it with girls, and they get all hot and bothered.
You remember when we were at the fucking lake, and like we were like, oh yeah, like there's these girls there who were like our age. There was like, I don't know, 2 that were our age and one who was like a little younger. And it was like me, Rico, and my cousin Alex, the same little bitch that like
he's like hiding behind something.
Yeah. And we were like, oh yeah, like we brought our box of war,
Berserk.
And they're like, what
Alex
the fuck is this stupid shit? And they're like, I can't believe you like watch cartoons. And they're like, dude, this isn't a cartoon, dude. This is like, this shit will change your fucking perspective on life.
We binge watched it, dude.
No, they're like, all right, we'll watch like one episode. We're like, let's show you one episode. We watched the first episode, and they're like, what happens? We gotta see what happens, and we fucking watched the entire fucking series.
That's
bro.
so sick.
In like one night, and they were just like crying at the end. They're like, "Oh my god!" They're like masturbating. They're like,
Costco fucking.
They're like,
yeah, no, it's
they're like jumping our bones. Like, we got in the jacuzzi the next night, and they're like, the pain, the lust. Like, if anyone's seen Berserk, like, you know what I'm talking about. Like, it hits the whole gamut of human emotions. Like,
it's pretty crazy. It's a good shit.
That's rare that even a girl could pay attention to.
Dude, they were so into it.
They love that shit.
They could not watch it.
Damn it, dude.
It's so
I
sexy.
All girls like that, dude. Yeah, that's the fucking.
Show them the first episode of Berserk, dude. They'll get in.
I'll try, but
like, the first
my
episode's
wife
kind of
watches
crazy.
it. My wife watches it.
So Rico was trying to tell me to watch Yellowstone. Have you watched it?
Oh, Yellowstone's sick.
So this is the epitome of what
Riley's like loves Yellowstone.
I'm gonna shit on Megan right now. Sorry, dude, but we watched the first episode, and in the first 5 minutes, right, it really shows you what the whole show's about. There's that accident.
Yeah, it's not really.
His horse is all fucked up. He's got to kill it.
Right.
He like checks the other driver. He's dead.
Yeah.
And it's the moguls that are coming in to like fuck with their town, right,
Mm-hmm.
or their land. And then it just starts Yellowstone.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow, that was fucking heavy, dude.
Yeah, it's a good intro.
And she's like, I don't even get what's going on. What's
you
happening?
will.
But I was just like, in 5 minutes, it showed so much about what the show's about.
Yeah.
And you have no idea what you just watched.
Well,
Like, I was like...
I remember feeling almost the same, but I kind of got what you're getting, you know, with it. It's like, okay, this is kind of setting up, like, the tone, the whole
get
tone
sucked
of
into
the show.
shit so
But you want to know
deep.
how bad shit can go in 5 minutes? Fucking, I don't know if you guys can see this shit on my arm. I'm gonna try and like zoom in. You see this
That
bruise?
bruise? Holy
What is
shit,
that?
man.
That's when I got bucked off on fucking.
Oh, fuck.
And on
That's
my
a
leg,
big-ass
I got
bruise,
fucking
dog.
bruise on my leg. I'm not gonna show you guys.
It's
That.
like-
Holy
About
shit,
that.
bro.
Yeah, I got fucked up on.
Damn,
What day
dog.
was that? Monday?
I don't know.
I don't know. It was a bad day though. No, it was. I don't know what day was that? Thursday. No.
Okay, let's think about it. What's today?
I don't know.
Today's Sunday.
All I know is I got fucking.
It was this week. I want to say it might have been
It
Monday.
was Monday.
I got work.
Because
It
I
was
came
Monday.
home and I got on the computer because I get in the Discord, dude.
I haven't
was
got
like,
bucked
"What
off in
happened,
so
dog?" He's
long,
like, "I got
dude.
fucked
I haven't
up
got
at work,
bucked off
dude."
in
It
like
was
the
Monday.
longest time, dude. Like 6 years. And last time I got bucked off, like I got bucked off and I fell on the ground and it hurt. I fucking like dislocated my shoulder and I was all fucked up. It was like right in the beginning of the day. The same thing happened again, but I was like 26 when it happened, maybe 25.
Okay.
Yo, you spring back pretty
Now,
good in 2016.
now I got launched in the air and then like the world got thrown at me. Instead of like, I just stopped and then it was like some spirit bomb, like it was just like the whole earth turned white. I was like, ah, I was all faded out. No, I hurt so fucking bad. It didn't. And then my horse is huge.
It's like the biggest horse.
It's the biggest
range.
fucking horse you've
That's so
ever
cool,
seen in your
though,
entire
dude.
life. Like,
Like as big as the fucking.
bro, no. The saddle horn sits like this much higher than my head, standing
Fuck,
next to
bro.
him, dude.
That's a fall.
He's a
man,
monster, dude. Oh, I ate shit.
They call him Big Bird.
They call him Big Bird. His name's Big Bird. I
That's
fucking
insane.
ate shit, dude. Like, it was bad. And I got the wind knocked out of me. Instantly, like, I landed on my shoulder on the side of my head, and like, my ribs got fucked up. But it felt like someone had reached into my asshole and like tied like a string around my dick root and then just was ripping it through my asshole. And I just was getting up and I was like touching my ass and like touching my dick and I was like, what the fuck? And then Edgar's like, his horse started bucking because I got bucked off and I was like, don't fall down. He's like, what the fuck? Like I was just like, and then my horse just runs all the way back to the pins. I'm like, what the hell? And I'm like,
Talk to that goddamn jacket.
I know. I have this jacket that's
I
like,
saw it, dude. Yeah.
I have this jacket that's all old, and I just
Rags,
got it
dude.
hung
I
up.
always would see that jacket and be like, nothing good
It's
can
funny
come
'cause,
from
like,
that jacket.
When I went to ranch to help
It looked
you,
cool. It looks
he puts
cool.
on this jacket. I'm like, that thing's fucking done, dog.
No, I know,
yeah,
I know.
yeah.
It looks like the front is all like tattered, and the pockets stick out the front, almost like a pair of Daisy Dukes that are cut all thin, like the pockets stick out. You know, like those chicks that wear those really short
Yeah,
shirts.
dude.
It had like a pocket.
Jessica
like
Simpson,
a,
dude.
no, but that little
Fucking
seam on the
Dukes of
bottom
Hazzard,
like
dude.
got stuck on a concho when I was like getting on them.
Part
First
of
thing
the
in the
saddle.
morning. And then my leg wouldn't go over the top, and I was like humping it, like trying to get it up. I think that's why I have a bruise on my leg. It was like so,
Oh hell
it,
yeah.
like it was going, boom, boom. And it finally gets over, and then I don't have a foot in the stirrup, and he's bucking, and I just fucking eat shit right into a
Dude.
greasewood, dude. Just like fuck me up.
Oh my god, man.
It was bad.
Yeah,
and
that's
then I had to
dangerous.
work all day,
Yeah, that's the icing on the cake.
and then I
man.
didn't take painkillers until like fucking 12 hours later or
Ugh.
some shit. I felt like shit, dude.
Dude.
Oh my god.
Well, the whole like sensation of feeling like your dick is getting pulled out your ass, that's what I feel like every day.
No,
It's
'cause
really
you had
bad.
a wreck like that.
I had a wreck where like a horse just fell on my leg, like turned real quick, and it just fucking crushed me on my groin. And I have like chronic hip and like dick problems ever since.
That's fucked
It's
up.
really
bro.
gnarly.
Didn't it get up and like stomp you out too?
Yeah, like
Holy shit, dude.
like I was there and I was like, oh fuck, this hurts so bad. I was like, pick up the horse, and like they picked up the horse, but my foot was so deep in the stirrup that like it started getting dragged up, and the horse turned towards me, and I was under it, and it just stomped my chest, and then I like rolled, and it stomped my head, and that shit didn't feel good either.
my
And that all
gosh.
happened because like a pit bull started a stampede, right?
Yeah, dog like stomped, like just were, giving all this shit to these calves that we had just weaned out, and the calves like broke through the fence, and we had to go get them, and they were just like literally running through fences. They were just like stampeding through
Jeez.
fences, and like it was me, you, Edgar, Dad, and maybe one other person, and like Edgar like was kind of slacking on picking up the spot, and I got all pissed off, and I fucking turned the horse real fast, and the horse just fucking fell under me, and just like creamed me out, dude. It was just
fucked you up. You got fucked up a bunch of times.
Like all I can picture right now is the Django Unchained. When they fucking shoot that dude's horse and it fucking falls on his leg and breaks his leg.
Oh yeah,
remember that shit? Jeez, bro.
I've had a horse follow me like that too, but it didn't break my leg. I was on a rock.
Oh yeah,
that was fucking brutal. I was lucky. That could have been really bad.
You're like your bones are so goddamn thick though. Like,
I know,
Jesus.
Dude. If
that would have been my leg.
No, the other day when I fell on my shoulder, dog, it would have. Remember when Cody broke his collarbone falling with you?
I was there for that.
I would have,
so
dude.
You fucking body slam.
He tried to fly and triangle me. I was just like,
you're just like
straight up.
I'm fucked up.
Straight up. My collarbone should have been like poking through my skin. I hit the ground so fucking hard, and it was just like all this fat just absorbed it. But it did like crush my like floating ribs up here.
Yeah.
And that like to breathe, I had to go to a fucking physical therapist and like have him like turn my rib inside out because it was so fucked up.
Really?
Yeah, it didn't feel good.
Torqued out.
How the fuck did they do that?
Like,
oh my god!
No, it was fucking.
Dude.
I feel fine now though.
Other than like a weird, no joke, dude.
Dick tingling thing.
Dude, I got that right now, dude. I got that 24/7.
Like if I like do some weird shit with my hips right now, like I'll feel like
you might be able to pop your hip,
tugging like
your groin. I'll be able to pop it. I can pop mine. It's really weird.
That is fucking weird, dude.
It's not fun.
That's not normal, huh?
Be mindful of horses like that.
Yeah, and then the best is like Oscar's always like, "Can my boss come like ride a horse or something?" I'm just like, "Here, take a picture. Fucking send this."
I know, dude.
You're like, "This is best case scenario." You're fucking like skinny ass and fucking breaking half. Like,
oh my gosh, bro.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, it just hurts more if you're bigger, but you might not. You might be less likely to break a bone, but at a certain point, like at 265, you're not falling to the earth anymore. Like the earth gets hurled at you. You're just like,
Remember when I broke my collarbone?
Yeah, that was another one. That was bad.
There was this horse that like, I guess I had fucked him up. Like,
just ruined him. You know,
I ruined this horse a lot.
You're gonna ruin that horse for
He
life.
was with me in Texas when I was living there by myself.
Dude, that's sick, bro.
And, yeah, it was fucking something to being there by yourself. But he had to get cut, and so I had to take him to the neighbor because he was gonna, castrate him. And like, my dumb ass was trying to get him in the trailer when he was like not a broken horse. It was like a small trailer. It wasn't like a big ass trailer where you feel free to walk in. It was like a small trailer. And so like I was fucking whipping him, fucking whipping him for like days, getting him in this fucking trailer. He finally loads up. I take him over there in the truck. They're like, "You fucking loaded him up, dude? Like, is he trained?" I'm like, "No." He's like, "How the fuck did you get him in?" I was like, "I just whipped him until he got in." He's like, "You're fucking crazy, dude. I should have just like haltered him over there on another horse. My dumb ass didn't know any better." And so they like do the fucking castration, and it's fucking weird the way they do it. It's pretty cool, but not like a botch job like your unfortunate horse. But he didn't have his fucking I heard that on the pod. And it wasn't up in like up in his abdomen or anything. So it all went well. Fucking getting back in the trailer though, we fucking got with him again. And this time I'm just like sitting there like watching these Mexicans do it, because Mexicans, they always want to prove that they're fucking Mexican, so they're always like fucking working real hard.
And you're not Mexican, dude.
Well, whatever. Like,
are we really Mexican?
I'm half Mexican. Like
I'm half Mexican.
I'm half willing to like work really hard to prove I'm half Mexican, but like these people are like twice.
I'll put some salsa on a burrito in front of these guys, I'll fucking prove my...
These people are twice as willing to work twice as hard as I am. And so they jump the gun and like they're fucking doing it. And I hear one of the guys like say in Spanish, like, "Look at this fucking gringo, like not helping us put a horse in the thing." And so they're whipping him. I'm like, whatever, bro, it's cool. And they finally get him in, but like I'm pretty sure that whole whipping experience into the thing and me being there and like
he just latched on.
He remembered.
He remembered me, bro. Because this is years later, and like
he sent you to hell.
He sent me to hell.
He sent you to fucking hell.
He sent me to hell. He's like, "This is the motherfucker that got me cut and like whipped me into the trailer." So like years later, this horse is trained, right? And like I'm going to get my regular horse to go push in like a pair, like into like a field. And all the other horses fucking take off. I'm like,
this is the most common thing, bro. All the best horses, like you ride them a lot because they're the best. Eventually, they're like, We don't want to get rode. So whenever you go out there trying to catch them, they're like the most like wild ass.
They want to fucking.
If they're out the pasture, like they'll never come back. You can't trick them with a fucking
little tree.
Nothing.
Like, no care.
Little sugar cube.
They're like, I know this fucking trick, dude. I've been ridden too many fucking times. Like, I'm not gonna fall for it. So you gotta like do all kinds of crazy mind games. I've literally like ghillie crawled up and shut the gate behind them. Like, it was the most epic shit I ever did, dude. I was just like, I had like a coyote from my back, and I was just like, they like weren't scared of the coyote, and I was just like, and like popped up, they're like farting and jumping and running around. I'm just shutting the gate. I'm like, God, suckers, I got you. One last time.
Animals are amazing, dude.
They're smart.
They're pretty
smart enough to remember to kill Riley next time he sees him.
Yeah, so like I had just ridden him up in the mountains, and like he gave me like a little buck, but you know, I controlled
Nothing you couldn't handle.
Nothing too bad. He did really well, actually, all things considered. And so it was like, he's the only one that stayed behind when I went to go get my other horse. And I was like, well, I guess I'll fucking ride you. I got him, saddle him up. And it's like, honestly, from here to like, it's just like a block, you know? It's like nothing. It's like just the simplest little task before lunch. And we're going down the fucking road and everything's fine. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, this motherfucker.
You were by yourself.
I was by myself. There's no one around.
That's so dangerous.
This motherfucker just breaks in half and becomes a psycho. And I've like never really been scared on a horse. Like I fucking gotten dragged by my foot and like fucking like trailed behind a horse. I was like, I'm not scared. Like I'll be okay. This motherfucker bucked like fucking dynamite, dude. It was like I was sitting on a goddamn like atomic bomb.
Oh my god.
He was just like everywhere. Cause like a lot of the times when a horse bucks, they kind of go in a rhythm.
Very linear, like.
And you fucking, you just get that rhythm, and you just fucking, it's fun. You know, you're like, woo, this is fun. It's like a roller coaster. You know, like, yeah, it's cool. This motherfucker was like, and he's strong as a son of a bitch. And so he was like, one here, one there, one fucking backwards, like turning it around. And I was just like, I couldn't fucking handle it. I was just like, this is scary as fuck,
dude.
And like he was coming towards like this barbed wire, and I could just see myself getting impelled like on a T-pole, you know?
Oh my god.
And so like I fucking stop him into the fucking the wire, and he stops. I'm like, fuck yeah. And then I get so fucking mad, I fucking start whipping him. And it's like round two, and I'm like, oh no.
He keeps on running, right?
Yeah, this time he just starts fucking bolting. But
can't stop.
Not only is he running full speed, but he's bucking like a wild son of a bitch like he is. And so I'm just like, you know, it's going every which way. I'm like, this is going to end bad. And I'm like looking at some like rocks that are coming up. I'm like, I don't want my head to go into one of these rocks. And I'm just like looking at the ground. I'm like, that ground looks pretty good. Like, I think I'm just going to fucking bail for it. So I bail for it. And instead of like rolling my shoulder all the way into the ground, I just plant my shoulder into the ground.
That's how I landed too, but I didn't have the like speed. I wasn't going 40 miles per hour.
That's how
speed fucked me up. And it just, I broke my shoulder blade.
Yeah, because typically you'd want to like kind of like,
you
know, in the movies when the guys fall and you're like, it didn't hurt that bad. Because when I was almost like if someone got a dart and like just lobbed it up and it came in like at a 45, down. I spiked into the ground.
Yeah,
like, I was like,
exactly.
Boom. And that's why my ribs got so fucked up. But
I broke a
poor
rib.
Ralph, dude.
I broke a collarbone. I broke my shoulder blade all at the same time.
How was the recovery on that? Honestly,
it wasn't bad.
And then I was driving. No, dude, I was driving a truck. I was driving. I looked over to the side. It's like that scene from Trimmers, like. Is that Earl up on the what's it called? It's like, what is he doing up there?
One goddamn.
I was like, look at Riley. I was like, he's laying out there in the field, like crazy son of a bitch. Yeah. Like, what's he looking for? Mushrooms? I was like,
looking for some fucking gold cat.
And he's just all, and I was like, just walking up. I was like, what the fuck? And he, dude, you were dying.
I was just like Griffith, you know, like after he got tortured.
Like, I always find Riley like broken, dude. Like we're riding bikes, his arm got snapped one time, and I was like,
that shit was nuts.
I was like,
Riley, what's wrong? I'm like, look at my arm, you idiot.
Like,
it's like the Harry Potter scene where it's all just jello arm and shit.
That was the best, dude. There was like a fire department like right there instead of like.
You like call 911. You're like, I need a fucking ambulance right now. It just like came across like the 7-Eleven, like across the street, and like took me home.
My mom paid that bill off like last year.
Yeah, it was like $80,000.
That's a fuck.
Yeah. It's the most epic shit.
Didn't Evan get a fucking ambulance ride all the way from Big Bear to like fucking Escondido, like Palomar, like
oh my
dude.
God,
like, he like got fucked up there.
It's like 120 grand.
It's insane. I'm like, why? Like, why would you do that, dude?
Should have called it Uber.
Dude, really?
Yeah, no, I don't get bucked up that much because I usually ride pretty chill horses.
Damn, that's crazy, bro.
Ralph,
seriously,
I didn't get bucked off. I bailed. I've never been bucked off.
Oh, I get bucked off.
Damn.
I guess I've never been.
So
I've never been busted up with both feet in the stirrups though. I'm 100%.
No, they couldn't do anything. I just wore a sling.
That's because my brother broke his shoulder. He broke a bone in the back and then something in the front. And I think they did. I think they slinged it. Yeah, they just.
Can't do
anything.
anything.
He just chilled, but he was taking so many pain pills for that because he was in so much pain, and he like couldn't take a shit, dude.
Oh yeah.
And my dad had to fucking give him an enema, dog. Yeah, it was all fucked up, dog. It was all fucked up, dude. That's how you know your dad like loves you when he's like fucking enemaing you and shit, dude. You're like,
well, no one enemaed me, son. I wouldn't fucking.
I enemaed myself.
Remember when you were living at the ranch by yourself, bro? For a year?
That was
Wasn't that fucking
epic,
crazy?
Yeah, that big as fuck.
I got some notes written down here. Funny things that happened.
I respect that.
Remember that time you tried to kill that skunk?
I think Dad shot it, and it wasn't dead.
And you felt bad.
And I felt bad that it was like suffering.
It was like
because I have a heart.
And then Riley walked up and tortured it for like 45 minutes, trying to kill it.
Dude, like I walk up with like a .22 revolver and I like blast it in the face, and it just goes. Starts screaming at the top of his fucking lungs, like. I'm like, oh my god! I just start blasting it in the face. It's like.
No, have you ever seen like in the movies like The Hateful Eight? When the squib shots go off on the bodies and blood's just like Riley's just blowing this fucking thing to pieces.
I emptied the fucking
and it was out of bullets and he's
into
just like crying and shit. This fucking skunk's just like.
It was the gnarliest shit in my life. I was just like, die!
It was the funniest shit, dude. I remember laughing because I was always like, just leave it, dude. I was like,
this guy's
some bitch gonna die. Fucking some bird will come and kill him in like 5 seconds, and he's like, I gotta put him out of his
That's
misery.
respectable though, dude.
I mean, it was a torturous, like fucking. It was insane,
dude. These 22s like weren't fucking making a dent, dude. It was just like
what are you talking about? His like whole head was gone. It was just like, just the mouth was the only thing left. It was like.
Yeah.
I almost spit all that one out.
It was really fucked up.
There was and then that coyote that you shot from like 400 yards away with iron sights running like full clip. That was insane, dude.
It was like he wasn't like running like this way. He was running like away from.
So
me.
yeah,
like
yeah. So it was almost like
you know?
he was like walking away because of the angle, but the distance was getting further and further, and it was like straight fucking. Like in the scene from Quigley Down Under when he gets beat up and the guy's taking off in the carriage and he's like wiping his eye off, like and he's all
taking time.
Yeah, I was like, Riley, I was like, there you shoot him, and he's just like, he's aiming, and then he's all.
That was the best shot of my life.
And he's like,
that's us.
Anyway,
fucking nailed him right in the ass.
Bro, no, we had 3 bullets. This was the funniest shit. We had 3 bullets, 30-30 on this fucking Marlin 336 or whatever, lever action. And then he shoots it, and we're like, "Oh my god!" And we're like running, and we have to run all the way over to him
to get it.
It was like 10-minute run, dude.
Yeah, so we're like, no, it's like a quarter mile, maybe like a third of a mile.
Damn,
and we're just running, dude, and we're like freaking out. And then Riley already cocked it, right? So then he runs up. He cocked it right after he shot, and then we start running. And then he runs up, and he cocks it again. And then the second bullet gets ejected. Now we're on the last bullet. He's point blank, and then he misses it.
Did I?
Yes, bro. You fucking missed from like fucking point blank.
That's
dude.
ironic.
Goes, and all the dust puts up. And we're like, I was like, what the fuck? And then you cock it again, and you shoot, and you're out of bullets. And then we're like, we had 3 bullets. And then we're like, looking through the dirt and trying to find the last bullet. And he's like, the coyote is like,
he's just like his asshole like hanging out of his abdomen.
Dude, it was the most insane shit. And then finally I was like, here it is. And then you were just like,
I was
like, we're just laughing about killing things, bro. It's like, it's kind of fucked up. But that shit was epic. Dude. And then,
some of the bitches killed my jaw, dude. Like,
no. This was like an epic like thing, right? So we got the coyote, we put him on the back of the fucking Jeep, we took him back to the house, we skin him, and we make like a pelt out of his back, right?
Yeah,
and it's like an epic fucking coyote shot. It was like, that's the coyote Riley shot from like a million years ago. And we went through a checkpoint at the fucking. I don't know if I told the story about how I almost like got killed by Border Patrol agents because they wouldn't leave me alone.
They thought you were smoking weed, right?
Yeah, and that coyote was on the tire of the Jeep in the back, and they were like, my dog likes this tire, dude. I was like, yeah, because
it wasn't there currently. It was
it's like they're smelling the
yeah.
fucking coyote that was there that we strung up and drove back to the house, and he's just like, you fucking died. I was like, fuck you guys, dude. I was like, I don't even want to live.
Your eyes red, right? You look a little sleepy right now. Like, I'll fucking fuck you up right now.
No, I was so
no.
pissed
He
off.
literally said like, you ask me one more time if I'm high, and I'll fucking like make you find out.
No, dude, they were just let me go. They would have fucking kicked my ass, bro.
Dude, I don't know. I think you could take.
I did kind of scare. I was very.
You scared me, bro.
Serious.
Holy shit, dude.
I was serious. And honestly,
down.
they were little fucking people.
Yeah.
They were like little fucking Mexican guys.
Little big guys, dude.
And I was like fucking. I was peeing. They weren't asking where the beef was, dude. These were like 120-pound guys, and I was just like, I'll fucking kill all of you. They had guns like drawn on me and shit.
Isn't that the fucking stupidest shit? It's like,
those people are pathetic.
When we were kids, our friend's dad was like, he was dealing drugs. I mean, he was pretty fucking crazy.
That's like more respectable than what
you know what I mean? Well, he was stealing like tools and shit. He had like a whole ring of like crimes he was doing.
That's like crossing.
They like staked us out. They like parked a van right in front of his house. Then they just got out and left for like 6 hours, and we're like, that was weird. Yeah. And then like just different people were walking down our street, like asking us shit that we've never seen before. We're like, who are these people, dude? Turned out they were cops and they were watching this guy's house. So we were gonna go up to the park later on that day, and his dad like we all got on our bikes. He had this like red line. It was like so badass, dude. We all get on our bikes and we're riding to the park, and these fucking cops at gunpoint jump out behind this van and put guns on all the kids, all of us, on him.
What?
Arrested him right in front of him. We're all fucking screaming and crying and shit. Like, it was so crazy. And I just remember, like, did you really have to do that? Like, did you really have to, like, wait for him to be, like, parenting, like, 6 kids and, like, take his end?
This
like,
is the
like,
time we gotta draw all our weapons.
It's like from that Fast and Furious scene whenever they're, like, looking for the DVD players or whatever.
Well, that song's playing, too. It's, like, fucking, like, that's the best fucking scene. It's, like, dad comes up, like, slaps him and shit. Like, that's the fucking sickest
that
shit,
same,
dude.
like, song.
It's like some, like, the heavy-ass, like, fucking song and shit. Like,
Till Death Do Us Part,
yeah. That's the worst flash animation.
Have you ever heard that? Till Death
Do you remember that one?
No.
It's like
it was like 3 Fast, 3 Furious, and then it was Till Death Do Us Part was like the other really.
It was like this kid, and his dad's like abusive to him and his mother, and like he hits his mother, and then like the kid like picks a bat up and just like beats the shit out of his dad. Like, it's like this flash animation. It was so fucked up, and we used to thought it was
funny as fuck, bro. I always watch it and just laugh. It was supposed to be all serious, but I thought it was so funny.
Oh, it was so good, dude. That one, and then
bro, talking about the cops rolling up on people. Dog, Riley wasn't there, but this was the the Border Patrol agents like had their hands on their guns when I was like freaking out, but I did have cops legit have guns drawn on us before, and that was crazy because we went to Dunkin's in San Marcos to get my dad's revolver fixed one time. It was a single action. Actually, no, it was a Ruger single 6, which is kind of the same thing, but it's a little different. And it somehow was fucked up, and then he got it fixed at Dunkin's. The guy fixed it like real easy, and he was like, "What the fuck?" And we went to George Burgers right there right off the freeway of like Las Posas type area.
I love that.
And we walked in, ordered, and then it was raining kind of, and it was like kind of misty, and so we were just sitting in the car, and he's like, "How did he fix it?" And he's sitting there looking at the gun in the car, and the guy comes out to give us our food. And sees him like looking at the gun and goes in and calls the cops.
It's a bad Samaritan.
Yeah.
And then what a fucking what a cuck, dude. You think he's gonna go shoot up a fucking George Burger with the fucking with the single action army, dude?
Give me a cheeseburger, extra onion rings.
And then you gotta reload. You gotta go. You know what I mean? It's like, dude, like what the fuck?
People mind your own fucking business.
And then the cops roll up on us, bro. And out of nowhere, there's like 50 cop cars just pin the truck in. They're like, fucking, don't fucking move. Put your hands out the window. I was just like, oh my God, like what the fuck is going on?
You guys are so lucky.
I was just trying to get some onion rings. Dude, if it would have happened today.
If you would have been black, you would have been dead.
Yeah, probably. Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah.
They wouldn't have, they'd have been like, yeah, exactly.
Shoot first.
Maybe because I was a little kid. I don't know, but dude. and they were just like, do you have a gun? He's like, yeah, I just got it fixed at fucking Dunkin's. I was looking at it, that's why. And they're like, where is it? And he's like, it's right here. And they're like, don't fucking move, don't move, put your hand up. And I was like freaking out, dude. I was like, we're all gonna get shot up right now.
Fuck yeah.
And fuck, it was so fucked up. He's like, is it loaded? He's like, no. He's like, how can I check? And he's like, what? He's like, I don't know how to use this gun. So then he had to give it to my dad, bro. And he like you have to like do like a half cock, and then you open up the like cylinder slide, and then you can check to see if it's loaded. And he showed them that it's all loaded, and everyone's sitting there shaking with their fingers in the trigger gun and shit. I was like, bro, we're gonna die.
Sneeze and someone.
I was like, bro,
that's what I'm saying. So
we're gonna die.
I got pulled over.
Nothing happened. They didn't even give us anything. Though.
They didn't even ask for your ID. I'm sure.
He like gave him the gun back. He's like, you guys are pretty cool. Like,
here, take my weapon. He's like,
I probably already told. I'm gonna tell two stories real quick. But the first one was, we got pulled over once when I got my tattoo colored in because I had to take a piss. My Street Sharks tattoo.
That's what's up, bro.
And we stopped off at this fucking Hidden Meadows, you know, across the way there was that 7-Eleven or the AMPM in that gas station, like out in the middle of nowhere by Moons, whatever the fuck, the plant place. Yeah. There was a little lot back there, and my brother wanted to smoke weed, but I had to take a piss, dude. So I was like, I'm gonna go piss over there. And there's cars already parked there, and we're like, that's a little fucking weird. So we're like walking up the hill, and from the fucking car, you just hear, you two come back down, and we're like, what the fuck? And my brother has a beanie with all this weed in it, and he just like tosses it behind him. And we walk down there, they put us in the cop car.
What?
Don't ask our names, our IDs. Josh didn't even have a license, bro.
Oh,
we were riding dirty and shit. They go up there, didn't find shit. They just come back, they're like, you guys are free to go, dude. We were like, we like got in the car, like fucking drove away. We're like,
grab the weed?
Fuck? No, we never saw that shit again.
We gotta go.
They probably just like took it. They're like, thanks for the weed. Pussies. We're like, what the fuck, dude? Like
super
it was so crazy, dude. But like a year ago, I got pulled over because I was on the phone, like fucking texting Megan and shit, like a fucking horrible person. And this cop's pulling me over, and I'm on the phone, so I'm like, hey, I gotta go. I'm getting pulled over right now. And he comes up to me, and I don't know why I did this, but I thought, do I really want to like try to take my seatbelt off and like grab my shit while he's at the window? He might think I've been grabbing a gun or something. So first thing I did was just take my seatbelt off, and he walks up, he's like, talking on the phone, and you don't have a seatbelt on, huh? I was like, no, I did. He's like, why don't you have it on right now? I was like, I don't know. I just didn't even know what to say. Like, I was like, I don't know, dog. Like, I don't want to get shot, bro. Like, you know, like, I've never been pulled over before. And it's a scary day and age, man. Like, yeah. And, you know, I'm fucking half Mexican, bro. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck this, it was a white dude. I was like, I don't know what he's going to think, dude. Like, I'm just a fucking hoodlum.
Probably wasn't thinking about pumping you full lead.
He just like,
I mean, you never know.
You never know, dude.
You know? I mean, I'd fucking, if I was a cop, I'd tase at least 3 people a week, dude, just on principle.
Don't
dude.
tase me, bro.
Yeah,
just fucking like, watching their heads hit the floor.
Talking about conspiracies, dude.
What?
Don't tase me, bro.
Remember that guy?
That was like a major conspiratorial question he was asking the guy.
What did he
Remember
say?
why he got tased?
He was like, whoa. He was asking about like Pentagon funds or some shit, right? No.
He's like, what does it mean that both you and George W. Bush, it was John Kerry, he's talking at the college.
Okay, I remember this now.
So what does it mean that both of you guys were in Skull and Bones at like Yale University? And John Kerry literally does this. Well, that's like the signal, right?
Like,
and then the guys come up and they're like gonna escort him away, and he's like, I'm not going anywhere. He's like, I just want my question answered. He's like, I'm not gonna go with you guys. He's like, what are you guys gonna do?
Don't tase me.
And
they
just
like fucking like
light him up.
It was brutal, dude. It was a very famous video.
In the middle of a fucking auditorium with like probably hundreds of
like,
students.
Don't tase me, bro. He's so scared that he's like,
just for
like,
asking a question about a fucking secret society that they both have attended at
Is that
Yale.
the one where they wear like demon skulls and shit?
Yeah, they do like mock like burials and
they
like
steal
like supposedly
they grave rob and shit.
they supposedly have
who's the black gentleman that like became friends with that KKK leader?
That guy's legit.
That was legit as fuck.
I love that guy, dude.
But wasn't that the kind of Skull and Bones thing where they were like doing weird like meetings out in forests?
No, that's just KKK. Oh, you're talking about Bohemian Grove?
Bohemian Grove is something.
No. Who was that guy? Who's that
Alex
guy?
Jones?
Alex Jones, bro. That's who it is. I mixed the two up.
Yeah.
He went out and like uncovered that whole fucking thing.
He recorded
Yeah,
it.
Bohemian Grove, yeah.
That's fucking nuts, bro.
Yeah, that's a crazy video. If
That
anyone
was
wants to
actually
look
pretty
up-
cool, dude.
Yeah, they're burning like a little wicker baby.
No, like him like interrogating that guy, and he's like, he has
he
nothing.
No, he fucks that guy
He
up.
has nothing to say.
He's like, I actually have a
you
friend.
shouldn't
What's
talk
it
about this.
He's like,
It's
what do you? Yeah.
That
No.
was
He
so
goes up to that
crazy,
one
bro.
guy and he's asking him about like,
what are you guys doing out here and shit?
dude,
like,
Alex Jones is the fucking.
We're just having a good time.
Alex Jones,
We're just killing babies. Why didn't you understand that?
no, Alex Jones, he's fucked up a lot and like done some really stupid shit.
But he's
and
also done some epic shit.
he
also
hucks
right.
a lot of like garbage shit on his fucking platform, but
This will make your dick 5 times bigger.
he's like, I take the shit twice a day. He's like, I can fuck 24 hours. He's like, I haven't eaten fucking any food in 6 days. He's like, I've been fasting for fucking 136 hours.
I'm living off of fucks right now. Dude. Like,
He's like, my car wouldn't start this morning. I banged my head against the steering wheel until it started turned over. He's like, just fucking crazy. You know what I mean? Just like, fucking...
he's definitely nuts.
But he's funny as fuck. I actually like.
you see
him.
the episode of Joe Rogan where he's like trying to have Joe Rogan choke him out?
He's like, choke me, Joe.
Yeah, he's like, choke me out, dude. Like,
I've seen all of his appearances on Joe Rogan.
That one,
He's so cool.
There was
He's my
there's a
favorite.
lost episode of. I don't think it's anywhere anymore. It's gone, taken off YouTube and shit. But it was on. It was Alex Jones on Andrew Schultz's Flagrant 2 podcast.
Oh shit!
It was the most epic podcast of all time, bro. The half of the time he's just sitting there with the machete in his hand, like just chopping like away, like just saying the craziest shit. And he's drunk as fuck, and he's just funny.
That's so cool though, dude.
He's just a
to
funny
like
dude.
to have people showcase shit like that. Like what happened to the last guy that was drunk? Fucking Creed. They like fucking axed that guy. They're like, get the fuck off.
No, I know, no, like, dude, no, like, and he, I mean, don't get me wrong, the shit he sells on his website is garbage, and like, Infowars is kind of stupid. But as far as like,
Infowars.
would I hang out with Alex Jones in Texas,
Fuck
like,
yeah,
and
dude.
shoot some shit? I would totally hang
I
out,
hang out
dude.
with Alex Jones.
Let me find out, dude. Anytime, bro. Like,
Fucking choke me,
real
Alex.
fuck,
Now.
dog.
Like choke me out, bro.
Choke your Alex.
damn, I had something popped up in my head that was really good, and I totally forgot. Oh,
It's alright.
no, we're talking about shooting shit, right?
Mm.
Remember whenever you almost shot me
Oh, when you fucking tricked me
when I trolled you
into
the-
like killing you?
Yeah.
You were like suicidal.
So wait, what gun did you have? Was that your little?
My 9mm.
Okay, so Riley for a while. No, at one point. By now, Riley. I mean, he's wearing his cowboy boots and shit. But like, honestly, real talk, dude. Riley's like he used to be like a super puncher. You know what I mean? Like he was like super into it. Like he'd always have a gun with him. He'd fucking be dressed. He wears a vest. Like he still does that shit. But like even if it's like
my bandana's everywhere, my hat, my skirt.
Yeah, no, he was
fucking
super puncher,
wearing
bro.
fucking like chaps in the city.
Straight
and shit.
super puncher, bro. Straight super puncher to the fucking 10th degree. And he always had his gun with him. And I'd make fun of him. I was like, what are you gonna do, Riley? Like, shoot someone? Like, you know, I'm like, you fucking, you know.
Don't test him,
I was
motherfucker.
just fucking with him.
Yeah.
And then one day, we were gonna take this is an epic story, bro. So, this is so sick. JR shows up to work and he's like, dude, I found this dead bobcat on the side of the road. And we were like, what? And he's like, check it out. He's like, I don't even know how it died, dude. He's like, it doesn't even look
Probably
like a...
some like infectious disease.
He's like, it got hit by a car. He's like, but it doesn't look like it got hit by a car. Like, it's perfect. He's like, just look at him. And Riley wasn't even there. And we're just looking at him. I was like, he does look like so peaceful. He's all sitting there like all happy and shit. We're all like playing with them in the morning, just like walking around this dead bobcat, just like fucking. And then we're like, hey, we gotta take a water trough up the mountain. And back then we were driving Robert Fink's old fucking 6.0 Ford dually truck. It was the biggest piece of shit, but it had a big flatbed on it. So we had like a water trough in the back of the flatbed, and then we had a trailer with a huge water tank. And then up in the front of the flatbed on the passenger side, I was just like carrying this dead fucking bobcat with me all day because I thought it was the funniest shit.
a little stuffed animal.
And like he wouldn't even like get stiff, bro. I was like, when did he die? Like 20 minutes ago? I was like, what the fuck
It's
is
still
going on?
warm.
No, he was like all loose and shit. I was like, this is crazy.
It's like disease, infected.
Yeah, like he was like
disease jumping from
sleepy.
person
Yeah,
to
this
person.
could have been like the beginning of like a Train to
Coronavirus.
Busan movie or something, bro. Like this, like just infectious disease killed this bobcat for no reason. It's gonna like turn a fucking like zombie apocalypse upon the world. Like, so I have it stashed up in the front by the water trough, and Riley's like in a completely different truck and a completely different thing. And then
I had no idea.
we're sitting there in the middle of the like we stop in the middle of the Jeep trail going up the mountain in the ranch. And like I'm looking at him like I'm like so on my left there's a huge storage tank, and on my right there's a big water trough.
Mhm.
It's like super high flatbed, and I'm looking at him through the gap in between the trailer hitch, right, in the back. So there's like a little 5-foot gap.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there, and we're having this conversation, and I never told him about the Bobcat. He never saw anything. I'm like sitting there talking to him, and I looked up, and I see the Bobcat just sitting there looking at me, looking. And I was like, oh shit. And I was about to be like, oh bro, I forgot to tell you, like, we found this fucking, Jared brought this Bobcat in, and like, I found on the side of the road, and like, it's the coolest thing. And I just had this like crazy idea. I was like, what if I fuck with them and make it seem like the Bobcat like is attacking me or something? So I still I still do this epic shit. I'm just talking to him super normal. I walk up, I grab the Bobcat. He can't see me, and I put him like on my. I'm like, yeah, dude. Like, where were you this morning? I'm like sitting there, like opening his mouth up, like putting on like the side of my neck, and I'm just like wrapping his arms around me. I'm like, yeah, man. Like, we really missed you this morning. What were you doing? He's like, oh well, goddamn it, fucking something happened, fucking blah blah.
Bringing the cattle.
And I was just like, oh cool. I'm all like, oh well, fucking. I'm like wrestling something like with my foot. I'm like, Dave, what's that or something? And he's like, what? And I go like, and he's like,
very
what?
realistic.
And I like start. I'm like, oh shit! I just run backwards past that little gap with it on me. And I just go, ah! And I'm just running backwards, and he's looking through the thing. He's like, what the fuck? And he sees me backing up with this fucking just monster, like biting my neck, like on my shoulder, and then he jumps. No bullshit, dude. Like he jumps over the in air. He jumps over the trailer hitch, and he already has like gun out, fucking decock, and I'm sitting there going, ah! And then he jumps over, and he's just like,
I'm ready to fucking light it up.
And I was like, whoa, what the fuck? And he's like, what the fuck? What the fuck? He's like, throw it down. What the fuck? I was like, bro, it's fucking. He's like, fuck. What the fuck? And he's like screaming and like crying and shit. He's like, what the fuck? He's like, just like. Oh,
why would you do that?
It was so funny.
I almost let that.
Yeah, I was like, dude, he almost shot me, dude. He had his finger in the trigger.
Fucking Bobcat.
It was stupid.
I almost let that fucking cat.
It was
out,
so
dude.
funny though, dude. It was like the most epic shit.
It was very realistic. You sold it very
dude,
well.
No, it was like I could have got like an acting. Dude. I could have got like a fucking Oscar for that shit.
Yeah, dude. Like the way you animated the dead object, like. I don't know how you were.
There was like cables going around my back, and I was like making his head like a puppeteer. You're like,
it was like the most alive looking thing I've ever seen.
No,
in my
I'm
life.
saying, dude, that guy never stiffened up, bro. He never, like, rigor mortis, like, wasn't a thing for like several hours one morning in the world. Like, it was a fucking miracle. Like, he was so limber still. Like, he never stiffened up, bro. It was weird.
That is so fucking funny, dude.
Well, it scared the shit out of me. I was freaking out. I was like, fuck, bro.
I was about to blast.
No, in his eyes, in my mind, I was like,
I'm dead.
He's going to shoot me. It really felt
I would have waited for a clear shot.
I would have shot right away, dude.
I would have.
Well, Rabbit always like has these like little shitty guns that always trips me out. This little fucking I don't know. I don't trust any. No, he always rock a Derringer, like a little double barrel like boot gun.
That's fucking dope, dude.
And it was a 22 Magnum, and he like couldn't hit the side of a fucking barn with it for like ever. It's a suicide gun, pretty much. It's like if the horse breaks your legs, and there's like
Family Guy where he like takes Stewie to the bank. And he's like, "Why do you have a gun?" He's like, "We're way out, dude." It makes me feel good to know that if things got so bad, got a way out.
No, it's essentially like a suicide gun, bro. No, he got it, and he's like, I want to see like how badass. The sights are so shit. And he's like trying to hit like this old fucking barn. He's like, and you see like dust like gone, like yeah. And I was like, what? And then one time we were like plowing some field, and he's like, check out that rattlesnake over there. I was like, where? He's like, right over there. It was like the snake like moved to the thing. And he just pulls out that little Derringer boot gun. I was like, bro, you gonna waste a bullet on this shit? Like, you're not even gonna hit it. And he just goes, he just blew his fucking head off, bro.
I was aiming for the tail.
You're like, skedaddle. Skedaddle, little guy. You're like a warning shot. Just to like freak him out.
Get out of here, little guy.
Blew his fucking head clean off. I was like, Jesus Christ. Dude.
No. Talking about blowing things heads off. What about the time we were in fucking Texas and we saw that rattlesnake at night? and you and Dad spent like 20 minutes chucking boulders at this fucking thing.
We were like, dude, I'd get the biggest rock. I'd like walk back from the river with this like huge stone. I'd be like,
someone's gonna get
it, like right on top of its head, and then the sparks would like spark off, and like it would just be like,
slither out. Keep going.
We were like, fuck, and then I was just sitting in the back like
smoking a cigarette,
like, dipping and smoking and like fucking drinking coffee from like a cup that's never been washed. It's like 10 years old. He's like,
that's the best coffee though.
He's like, he just picks up this like little pebble and he's like, he
get
throws
out.
it back and he picks up another one. He's like, he finds this fucking rock, bro. I was like, and like
You
we're
guys
tired.
did
We're
that.
like panting.
Yeah. You guys are like sweating. You're like, you guys have like depleted all of like the big ass rocks you can like shot put with like all your might, and you like run out of rocks. You're like, I had this like one rock I've been waiting for like 10 minutes. You guys like look at me, I like look. It's like look at the fucking snake. I fucking chuck it and like split its head.
Bro, it was like the most insane shit. Right in the face of his head, like exploded. It was like
It was the best.
Well, to be fair, for all we know, we like caused like internal bleeding, and it was already gonna
fractured
blow
the
up.
skull. I just like blew on it with like a paperweight.
No, but it was like a real David and Goliath thing. We were all tryhards, and then just like he's like he was just like.
I literally been holding on to this rock for like 5 minutes while you guys like expend all of your energy. I'm just like.
It was just like, it was sitting there like, just went
The final boss, dude.
It was like
that scene out of like Braveheart where the guy's like chucking that boulder at him, he doesn't move, and he got that little fucking rock and he just nails him in the forehead.
Dude,
that's real, bro.
Yeah,
That's so fucking funny.
that shit was so funny.
That was my favorite.
That was epic.
Oh my
I'm
gosh.
so happy. You guys were like, oh shit.
No, I was funny as shit, man.
That's so epic.
That was hella funny.
Yeah, man.
Good times.
Sometimes you just gotta fucking.
It's so sick that you've been out to the ranch, dude. We gotta go sometime.
No, I want to go again so bad.
We're gonna go in the fall. I love it out there in the fall.
Is it just nice weather?
It's
and
just
shit, or
beautiful
what?
weather, dude. Like nice and crisp,
Dude.
and like all the salt cedars like are turning this like beautiful orange-ish yellow, and it's just so pretty.
No, it's so cool out there. No, I'm jealous you guys like do that.
The winter's
I gotta go out there.
brutal though.
The winter's a little cold. It can snow out there in the mountains, but like
That's
it's
fucking
not bad.
cool, dude.
It's pretty sick.
That's fucking cool.
I don't mind the winters. The summer, I just hate the summers there.
Yo, summer.
sure.
I don't
Hot
like
as
the winters
fuck.
are pretty fucking cold. Though.
I like it because you just get the like, the stove going, and you just stay warm next to the stove,
Definitely.
drink coffee, and read all day.
Days
No,
are
hell
super
yeah.
short.
I'm all about it.
So, dude, reading's the best, dude.
It's
Oh,
like-
that's fucking
There's
so
like 10
sick.
hours of like daylight. I swear, it's like the craziest shit.
Or less.
Well, it's like if you go out with the right people too, it'd be the
It's
best.
like,
Just
8 or something.
what we're doing right now, we're having conversations and chill. You just gotta connect with people.
We're
and-
going in the fall.
Well, you're
you
supposed to
should
work,
come.
but Riley's always like fucking all off.
I work with my mind, bro. Like, I work a whole nother level, dude. It's like another ultimate dimension.
How could
Definitely,
you
dude.
possibly torture a skunk more than you already have? You like contemplate for hours. Like,
The skunk just had a will to live that's never been seen. Like,
Dude, my throat is fucked up from laughing so hard right now. My dog.
shit was still the funniest shit like of all time.
The
I
screams,
tried,
bro.
I tried real hard. I fucking would have died.
Remember the little bird that we tortured that one time on accident?
Dude, that was like the worst thing
I already told that
I've probably
story on the
ever
podcast. We don't need to
done,
talk
like-
about that
Oh,
again.
I'm a fucking bird murderer, dude. I like fucking like
I was the
sacrificed like 40 birds one day. We used to fish at this spot. I'm pretty sure I told this story, but there's these nests underneath this freeway, and we just started knocking them all down and like throwing rocks at these nests. And it was I don't know why we did it. It was just like
It's like that
Something
scene.
boys do.
Have you ever
You know,
seen?
yeah,
Have you
it's
ever
fucked
seen
up.
the Wild Bunch?
I don't think I have.
In the opening scene before they're getting ready to rob the bank, it just shows these little kids like throwing a scorpion on top of like a fire ant hill, and it's like trying to fight them off, and all the kids are just like super happy and laughing, and the ants are just tearing
Eating
it
this
to
thing
pieces.
apart.
And it's crazy because the ants are so small and the scorpion is so big, but in the pile of like
Ants,
in the ant pile,
yeah.
it just gets fucking jacked, bro.
Dude, that's insane.
And like when you're a kid, you just like. you're
I was
just
like
fucked
fucking
up, dude.
15 years old. I was like old, dude. Like,
We were children when we killed that bird on accident.
No,
Well, he was gonna
like,
die.
I was like 15.
No, you
were
weren't.
like 13.
No, we
I
weren't.
was like in 8th grade.
Maybe you were. That's not. Well, you were 15, 8th grade. 'Cause
Yeah.
You were fucking jackass.
remember we were in Mr. Knox's class, though?
Dude, tell me.
No, we
tell me what you
graduated.
remember about Mr.
We
Knox,
graduated
dude.
the same
What do you
year.
remember about me, like from high school and shit?
I just always thought you were a fucking cool dog. Like, I don't know. I just thought
There's
you
like
were
one
like,
memory that stands out.
you giving me a ride home one time when you got your license, dude. Like I like got grounded because my dad like didn't know you. He was like, "Don't you ever fucking get in a car with somebody I don't know." I was like,
I had to walk home like every Friday.
Yeah, I know. He was just a fucking weirdo, dude. Like,
Maybe it was like the first time.
I think it was because I think
I went to your house.
I started hanging out with Rico, and then when we went to Escondido High, he kind of introduced me to you and Cody and like kind of the crew, man. And like, I don't know. I always thought you were just.
So we were in Mr. Knox's class together.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yep.
A Patrick Berger and fucking all the.
You remember when I like lost it in Mr. Knox's class?
Didn't you throw a trash can at him?
I threw a trash can at his door.
Yeah.
So like the whole, cause like Mr. Knox had it out for me, and like I always get in trouble in his class, and so like I was trying really hard to like not get in trouble this day, and I remember you guys were like talking the whole fucking period, and like finally you got onto the topic of like Kurt Cobain and how he killed himself and like how fucked up it was, and I'm like listening to all this shit, and I'm just like going mad because like there's a documentary called like the Courtney Love Story or something like that. What's it called? Yeah, whatever it is. And he talks about how like Kurt Cobain like didn't kill himself. It was like Courtney Love like hired somebody to kill him.
Possibly.
Oh shit.
I think so. I mean, there's a lot of
damn, I didn't even know that. That's
and so like
crazy.
I'm like listening to you guys talk about it. I'm like going mad because I don't want to get in trouble for talking in class. And it's like almost towards the end of class, and finally I like lost it, and I was like, Kurt Cobain didn't kill himself. Like Courtney Love like hired somebody to do it, and like all this. And like the second I opened my mouth, Mr. Knox is like, Riley, go to the principal's office. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Like these people have been talking for like 40 minutes, like not doing. I've been quiet this whole time, and I finally say something, and you're gonna kick me out of class, like send me to the principal's office. He's like, I'm not gonna fucking argue with you today. Like, just go to the principal's office, like before you make it worse. I'm just like, fuck you, dude. I'm just like, I skid up and I fucking spit right like by his desk. I just like, fuck you asshole. If I can walk out the door, I get a trash can, I just fucking chuck it at his door, just boom. And you guys are like, oh shit. Like, what the fuck? And I was just like, fuck you. And the worst part about it is like years later, after fucking I like graduate and like not from that school, but like I'm driving by Escondido High, and like there's Mr. Knox with like a sign for like more fucking pay or something. Like he's like protesting, like you know, dude, trying to get. Dude, I was like, California, you're the most worthless teacher in the history of the fucking world. This is what this guy told me. I got some fire. This guy told me, I'm never gonna live to be anything. I'm never gonna amount to anything worth living for.
Whoa. A piece of shit.
And it's like, bro, like
he was kind of a piece of shit.
I'm about to fucking clock you in the fucking head, bro. Like,
someone tried to be like that when I got that like government assisted job. In like it was the Great Recession, so like there were no jobs, and the government was like making jobs, like paying businesses to have jobs for people with like no work experience, because we just got out of high school. So I had to like literally like go through the like government office, like in the what's it called, to get placed in this boys and girls club, and like they were paying, and one of the bosses there was like that shit to me for some reason.
I can't stand it.
And it was real ugly, bro. Like it was ugly. And I was like, bro, what did I even do to you? And he's like, you're only here because of fucking what's it called? Like you're never gonna fucking amount to anything in your life, all this shit. I was like,
piece of shit.
People like that got issues.
Yeah. Oh, Mr. Knox had some fucking issues, bro.
I think he was just jealous.
But Mr. Vosper,
I think so too.
Mr. was just like young.
We all like looked up to you. We
I had like hair.
We all thought Riley was cool. We're like, dude, Riley's so cool, dude. Like.
Fuck that guy.
No, remember he like fucking rolled his ankle on a tennis ball, and we all like just like kept rolling tennis balls in front of him and shit. Like, we used to fuck him a lot, dude.
Bowling.
Miss Modine though, she was the
one next door.
Yeah, the little old lady. She just like
his like assistant.
Yeah, and she would just like
sweet.
He would like he'd give us all these like fucking hard problems we'd have to solve, and like we'd all just like be eating graham crackers while Miss Bodine came over and like did the work for us.
Yeah, I remember. She used to come and like circle my answers. I'm like, fuck yeah, dude.
Like thank you for like helping me graduate, dude. This piece of shit won't even fucking like teach me anything, dude.
Like guy, like he's the last person who should be demanding more like anything.
I know, dude. That's so crazy.
Yeah, there was that Mr. Vosberg teacher was really bad too.
Oh, dude, he got caught up for something, didn't he? We used to make fun of him because he'd always wear these like really nasty sweatpants, and he'd just like pull his fucking like pants all tight so his like fucking hog would be right there. Like let me show you how to do this problem. He like
he was weird,
like,
dude.
What the fuck is this guy doing, dude?
No, it was weird.
He just had like vodka in his fucking coffee glass.
No, Oscar, when she got an internship one time as a tutor at Escondido High School, she was assistant for Mr. Vosberg, and she was like bro, this teacher that I'm like helping tutor is the biggest shitbag. He says fucked up shit to kids. He doesn't teach them anything. Yeah. He walks in, doesn't teach them anything. Nope. And I was like, who is it, Mr. Vosberg? And she looked at me. She's like, how do you know that? I was like, because he was my teacher.
I've been there.
He was my teacher. And she's just so like, I feel, now I know why you're so fucked up, Rico.
It's funny because I was actually passing his class. Okay, so when Hannah, that whole shit went down and they like left our house, we were in that class together, dude. So it was awkward because I have to see Hannah like every day, dude, like in this fucking class. It was just weird because like, I don't know, it was like there's just bad blood between us after that, dude. You know what I mean? Like,
well, I mean,
it's like it was a weird situation. But Mr. Vosberg, bro, he wouldn't teach us shit. I literally just listened to fucking like my Purple CD player all day and would just like sleep all class, and then like the last 5 minutes just write fucking shit down, dude, and turn it in. And I had like a C the whole year.
No, that class was easy as
it was so fucking crazy. I'm like, this guy's a piece of shit, dude. He didn't teach me anything, dude.
Yeah, he was so just. He was like
a lot of teachers didn't really teach me anything, dude.
Yeah,
you know,
school's pretty.
Education is fucking a weird thing.
Public education is the downfall of this fucking country.
Yeah,
I think it's by design, bro.
Like, auto should have been a fucking thing that we took. Like, it's not like it's an elective. That should have been something that I didn't even know how to fill up my fucking gas tank when I first got a car. You know what I mean? It's like, Jesus Christ, dude.
I open what now? The hood?
They don't, they don't
put in the oil. It goes in the engine, right?
Did you ever hear the story about, I don't think I've ever told you guys this. One time, Asuka's sister, Yuki, was like in a parking lot. She's like, so one of her friends told her, like, hey, her car was running funny. And then they said, like, hey, your oil's like low. And then she's like, oh, really? He's like, yeah, like, when you go, like, go get some oil, right? And she's like, okay. He's like, you need me to help you? She's like, no, I got it. So she goes to an AutoZone. This is an epic fail, bro. This is an epic fail. She goes to an AutoZone and buys, like, a big jug of oil, right?
Oh, no. Pours it all.
And then is in the parking lot and was, like, opening up the hood. Some guys, like, being like, hey, do you need help with anything? And she was trying to be all, like creeped out, like, well, you don't think a girl can do it? Like, she's like doing the like, we can do it meme with like, we got this. Yeah, it's like this stupid shit. And then he's like, she like pops off on him, tells him to like fuck off pretty much. And he's like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to offend you. She's like, you fucking piece of shit. And then he leaves, and she just takes off the lid and she's like, and just fills the whole entire engine up with oil, and then starts the car and it's like, it just blows the fucking engine.
Shit.
Just, I know what I'm doing.
He's like, oh shit, like, I'm stupid.
That's so good.
Jackass.
Josh did the same thing, except he drove it and it ran, but when he got to work, his engine was on fire. Yeah, oh my God. Dog. He put too much fucking oil in, dude, and his whole engine was on fire, and he just like ran. Like, people came out with like a fire extinguisher and put it out. They're like, where's Josh at? He was like,
we were little kids. We were driving down to Texas from California to Texas, and our truck caught on fire. And we were like,
it was so scary.
I don't remember it because I was tiny, but like the story is what, like,
I was probably 7. You were like 5.
Like, it was at night, and like I think my mom was driving, and she was like looking in the back, and she's like, what is this light like coming, like a little cigarette, like someone threw a cigarette out the window. Like, you know, you like look in the side view mirror and you see like this little cigarette ash, and you're like, cigarette? Like, that's what it looked like. He's like, what the fuck? And then like looks, and like you see another little ember, and you're like, huh, what is that? And then the truck is just on fire.
It's flames from underneath the truck. Like, I remember being like, there was a cab, and there was the bed, and they had like the windows where you crawl into the bed, and like it had like the hood, you know. Yeah. And so like me and Rico would like sleep back there, and like we had just gone through Burger King, and like that like Casper the Friendly Ghost
with no fucking seatbelts, you know, like a camper show. Oh, yeah. So like in the camper show, we crawl,
it
was so sick.
And just sleep, and it was all carpet
like
out.
Yeah, we had
and blankets and pillows and shit. And we're like playing like Casper the Friendly Ghost, like the live action had just come out.
Christina
like,
Ricci,
you know, like they had like we went through like the
that's a sad one too.
The Burger King, like, and got like kids like Happy Meals, and like they had like little puppets, like plastic, like
I remember
puppets.
Those. I remember.
We had just gotten some. Like I had like the skinny one, we had like the fat one. Like
they were like plastic kind of though. Right?
Yeah, I remember those glow in the dark.
Dude. Yeah,
we're like playing with those, and like had like the blankets over our head, like playing in the dark with them. It was like so cool. And then it's just like smoke coming out the back, and then there's flames coming out the back, and like my dad pulls over, and it's just chaos, and like my mom grabs me and Rico and like drags us across this like we got like stickers in our feet, like no shoes on, and like
heads, dude.
and like she takes us to like this other side where the train tracks are. My dad's sitting there with like a ice chest with like melted ice, and he's like trying to throw water to like put out the flames, and I'm just sitting there screaming, and I'm like, Dad, just covered us. The truck, fuck the truck.
Yeah, it's gonna blow up.
Yeah, I know. I was just visioning my dad just blowing up with the truck, and I'm just like so out of my mind, scared. And like the semi pulls over out of nowhere and just has this fire extinguisher and puts it out. Dude. And then we have to like wait for like 12 hours for like a tow truck to come in and take us. But it was just gnarly as fuck, dude. Like it was just being so scared.
Dude, that's no joke. Fire on a car, like
you never know, dude. Like it's a diesel though.
Oh, okay.
So it's like not as explosive.
Definitely.
It's not
as
explosive at all.
You know what I mean? So that's a good thing.
But
in my mind, as a kid, I had no idea. I was just waiting for that thing to fucking.
We've all seen fucking Terminator and all these movies where like
everything blows up. It's like Michael Bay movie.
Any little ding, it's just
like a lumber yard explodes. It's like not even flammable. You're like, what the fuck? Oh, it is, but like not combustible.
I was just waiting for the worst. But
dude, that's fucking
thank
crazy,
God for truck drivers.
Oh, dude, hell yeah, man.
Fire extinguishers.
They got the hardest job, dude.
That's a pretty gnarly job.
That is not an easy one.
It's not good for your health.
It's pretty hard to like drive around and get your like dick sucked by all these fucking ratchet lot lizards and shit. You always got some STD picked up by something like that.
Even just like walking into the showers at like the fucking truck showers is like catch like on your feet.
Yeah.
Like, oh, no.
I have a feeling they know what MRSA looks like.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They're always saying that it's the fucking meth that keeps them up, but it's just the fucking itchy fucking groin. Dude.
Yeah, it's the fucking staph infection just like working through their body. They're just like eating fucking just truck
Slim
stop
Jims
foods.
And shit. Like,
yeah, these guys are patriots.
It's a hard job.
That's a hard job, dude. But I mean, I just think driving one of those would be fucked, dude. Everybody hates truckers.
Driving in one thing, like backing them up, like into like narrow, like
God.
fucking.
Oh my
corridors.
God, dude! This
like
triggered this memory in my mind of like one time some trucker was at the Wajito, some big ass semi was trying to go to Flugie Egg Ranch and didn't just keep going straight.
Yeah.
To go to Flugie, which is it's up there, like in the mountains, kind of. It's weird ass fucking egg farm. All this crazy egg ramps. They like just shuffle eggs down to this packing. It's fucking insane. If you drive through there, you can drive underneath this bridge of eggs just going down to like a packing thing.
That's pretty sick.
And the guy was trying to go to Flugie's, and he came up there, and he's like, "Can I turn around?" And for whatever reason, though, the security guard at the ranch was being a prick and was like, "You got room right here, bitch. Like, turn around right here. You shouldn't have came up this road." I don't know why. You should have just let him go and turn around. And so he's trying to back up in this really tight spot, and he jackknifes his trailer, and he had all this like body like wind diffusion type stuff on the side of his semi, and it was just getting all torn apart and hit and wrecked, and he's sitting there crying. He's fucking driving like, God damn it. And it just says like armed guards and fucking David's, I don't want to drop names. He's sitting there with his fucking Glock, like just pointing it at him like, turn around, cocksucker, get out of here. And he's like,
go on.
He's all fucking, God damn it. And I'm just driving up like, I'm like, what's going on with this guy, dude? He's just like, fuck, like, I'm trying to get the Flugies. I was like, bro, you didn't go the right way. He's like crying. His truck is just falling apart, bro. It's like a brand new semi, and like all the fucking little peacock shit on the side's broken. The fiberglass is just falling down. He's just fucking crying, dude. I mean, it was the most insane shit I've ever seen. And I was like, Dave, why don't you just let him turn around? I was like, let him turn around. He's like, I can't do it now. He's like, I'd just be a bigger asshole. He's like, I was like, yeah, I guess you're right. Like, it was so fucked up.
There's some weight to that, dude. I think that's pretty real, dude.
He's like, if now he like gets to just turn around and like the wide open, he's like, he won't be able to live with himself. I was like, damn.
This week we had a container come to drop off like fucking 800 guitar cases, and I always feel bad because like these Mexican guys drive up, and I'm the guy they deal with, and they're probably just like, thank God, dude, like, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I don't speak Spanish, dude. Like, he's just like, oh, fuck, bro. Like, every time, dude, I'm like, can I get a translator out here? Like, Jesus Christ, dude. Like, It's so hard to direct these guys, man. Like, those trucks aren't easy to drive either, man. Like, they got to do some crafty shit to get in our driveway sometimes. It's like fucking crazy, dude. If I was in one of those, I have an American Truck Simulator. I bought it just because I'm like, dude, I see these guys all day. Like, I want to like know how it is. I like sideswiped like 15 cars just like getting off of a freeway. I was like, holy shit, dude.
Yeah,
That is not easy, bro.
Yeah, it's intimidating, man.
Fuck,
It's honestly going down the hills, like coming down the 8, dropping down the Death Valley or whatever. If you had a heavy load and your brakes went out, dog, those
side roads.
Oh,
that's
fuck,
the scariest
dude.
shit, dude.
I would not be down to be in a situation like that.
I think I'd jump out of the truck.
There's like
that's just me.
There's a legend of like my dad and Mr. Poe going and getting hay from like they went up Palomar Mountain to go get hay in like the fucking in the back somewhere by like Brawley or something.
Okay.
And they came back with this. Mr. Poe's had a Dodge, like a big Dodge Dually that had a flatbed trailer full of fucking alfalfa. And they were coming down Power Mountain, and the brakes fucking went out.
Oh no!
And that he was just like drifting, like with the cup of coffee, just spilling coffee. Or he's just sitting there like
he didn't
smoking
spill.
cigarette, just fucking.
He didn't spill. Yeah.
Just like drifting a fucking truck and trailer. Like I mean, no, but like there's turns where like they just had to go into the other lane, and then if a car would have been there,
done.
it would have killed them.
Oh yeah.
And he just went the whole way down.
He's putting his body into that brake.
That's
like
insane.
Just the whole way down, and every time that they had to go into the other lane to make the turn wide enough, because they were going so fast, they didn't want to like just go like that. So like they just had to do these wide turns. Every time that they did it, there wasn't a car. And then every time they could straight out, a car would come, and then fucking like the whole way down, dude.
Shit.
It's threading a needle, dude.
And it's just the most like insane, crazy, just lucky bullshit. Before that roundabout was there too, because now there's a roundabout there.
Yeah.
You just would have gone and just flipped right there.
Holy shit!
Yeah, no,
I never even thought about that. Because you're always like
one day you're driving up Palomar Mountain, like
bro.
all those cars that go cruise Palomar Mountain, and there's just a fucking truck and trailer full of hay with the brakes broken out, just going down, just wrecks into all of them.
Holy shit, dude!
It could happen, dude.
That's a good legend right there, though.
Yeah, I was always like,
A legend.
damn, this is a crazy story.
Mr. Poe, dude.
It's just like
fucking legend.
just saying your prayers, you know what I mean? Like you think you're gonna die. Like when I was just like, fuck this shit, we're not gonna make it, dude. It's over.
Dude, that's so real, man.
And then just fucking, you just drifted it one handed, like with the coffee, just like.
It's like that. You ever see those videos where the guy's like got a beer in his hand and like someone like tackles the guy into the pool? And he's like not spilling the beer. Yeah, it's like
yeah.
Dude, that's insane, man.
Yeah, it was fucking wild. I mean, that's what scares me about driving a big truck like that.
If those brakes go out, it's
that's the scares me. It's
Especially
like
with the load.
the tent. I mean, like driving like a big gearbox, like a 10 or plus speed, like whatever. But it's the load is
yeah. Especially what you're carrying, man. What if it's like some
the brakes
like
go out,
combustible fuel or some shit and
on
like,
a turn,
tanker.
jackknife.
Yeah, dude.
Even the wind will flip box trucks.
Oh,
over.
yeah.
Like on a
Oh,
bridge,
yeah.
because the wind goes under it and above it, it'll just go. I know in Texas, there's a freeway like in by Odessa. Shouts to fucking Wilbert hits me up and he's like, bro, like fucking, you lived in Texas? Where about? And I was like, Odessa. And he's like, oh, I used to live like in that area too. Well, there's freeways out there that are like 95 miles per hour. Yeah, I don't know if they're still like that, but that's what they were. So everyone was just fucking hauling ass on these freeways. Like it's fast as balls. Or maybe it was 85.
That's still pretty fast.
I think it was 85. But you could go 92 without anyone fucking with you. That's what it was.
damn.
So it's 85 speed limit. And then there's these bridges, and it gets real windy out there, like it's all flat, and you just see, you're driving, and the wind's already pushing your vehicle, you can feel it, and then you go through that bridge, and it goes, and all the cars go, and then you see the semi-box trucks go, and like,
scary,
it just
dude.
trips you. I'm always just like,
It's like a sail, bro. Like
no,
you know?
it can flip them. It can
Jeez.
straight up flip them if it's going fast enough.
The wind is gnarly,
It's
bro.
fucking
Fuck
powerful.
that shit, dude.
I do have to bounce.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
We should probably,
like, I got about 10 minutes.
I think we
10
got
minutes.
2 hours in. I think we can end it here.
Okay.
Right?
You guys wanna
Anything else? Let me look at
plug
my-
something?
I'm in my
You wanna
notes.
ask me any questions about conspiracies, 5G, vaccines, future of humanity?
I mean,
the nature of reality, the nature of God, anything tickling your brain.
I don't think so. If anything, I just want to say thanks for being the first guest, bro.
I know, dude.
Oh,
This was
dude, it's a
cool.
pleasure.
Keep
It was
it
a
real,
real
dude.
honor to be the first guest. I would like to plug. I got a podcast going.
Yeah.
It's available, wherever great podcasts are found. So basically anywhere other than YouTube.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Thanks, bro.
and the Apple, fuck that Apple shit.
Yeah, fuck Apple.
Yeah, fuck those two platforms. But other than that, it's all the great podcasts are. It's called Making Sense From Here, brought to you by No Things Considered, KNOW. And check it out. We got a third episode that's going to be released once I get some editing done. So
yeah, good shit.
I'll be the first guest besides my wife on the podcast. That'll be fun.
Dude, hell yeah.
Check it out.
There you go.
That's sick, man.
Any other?
I'm trying to think. I wanted to tell that emu ranch story.
What was the emu ranch story?
You don't remember, Di?
No.
Okay, so
story.
It was like a long. I saw a video on Facebook and I was like an emu and I was like, bro, I had like a confrontation with like a wild one of these one time and like they were like, what happened? I was like, I'll tell on the podcast, and then I just never told them at this point. But it was like, I don't know, I worked at the ranch for like a year, and then I was like working late and I had to feed out the A pasture. So like, there's like the pins, and then there's like where the semi loads up, and then there's that gate. So I was just gonna walk and throw just 2 flakes of alfalfa. I fed everything else out. All I had to do was throw 2 flakes of alfalfa out over into that, and the horse was already waiting there for me. And I'm walking towards it, and I just get this fucking creepy ass feeling like something's watching me, and I just like stop, and I'm like, I look up, and there's just this fucking emu, dude.
What?
Standing like where that tractor's always parked, pretty much. Where we park shit on the side there next to that concrete trough, the old one.
Yeah.
It's just standing there looking at me. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, I try to take a step forward, and then it takes a step forward. And I'm like 10 feet away from being able to just throw these flakes and just get out of here. And I try to take one more step forward, and then it takes a step forward. And then I get closer to it, and I'm looking at it.
Dude, hell yeah.
It's tripping me out because its eyes are like big black fucking shark eyes.
Oh yeah.
It's got this beak, and it was like it had this like intensity to it. It was like sitting there like fucking.
Getting
and I was
ready,
looking at
right?
him, and I was like, "What is this?" And I'm like, and then I start noticing. I was like, "It's covered in blood."
No shit.
I was like, "It's covered in blood."
The blood of its victim.
And I was like, did this thing just kill someone else? Like, I was like, what
Did
the
something
fuck?
attack it?
And then I'm like, I'm right there. Like, I just gotta, I can reach it, Indy. You know what I mean? I was like, I got it. Like, and I was just like trying to step forward, and it's like opening its mouth, like, and like getting closer to me. And I'm just looking at its feet, and it's got these claws. And it looks like a fucking dinosaur,
bro.
And I'm sitting there, and I'm like, what? At first I was like, is it an ostrich or something? And I was like, it's not an ostrich. Like, it's a black. It was black, and I was like, it's an emu. And I'm like, what the fuck are emus? And I'm like, no. And I'm sitting there, and I'm just like thinking back on like all the things I know about emus. I'm like, dude, like, didn't the Australian Army like lose a war to emus one time? I swear to God, like, look, Google it. Like, the Australian Army lost a war to emus one time. I was like, holy shit. It's just covered in blood. I'm like, you know what? Fuck this. I just start backing up, and it's just like looking at me like, I was just backing up. And then I walked like hundreds of yards around the whole thing to feed the horses on the other side. And when I got back in the truck, I just see the fucking thing running up and down the fence line. And then I was just like, you know what?
Killing people.
I was like, it probably went through a couple barbed wire fences, and that's why it was covered in blood. But I'm glad I didn't fuck with it, because I'm pretty sure if it was like all jacked on like adrenaline and like it was piss, and like I've heard that those things can fucking give you a run for your money.
Yeah,
they'll knock you down and beat the shit out of you. Fucking.
Is there an emu farm around you guys at all?
Supposedly, I brought it up, and Pops was like, "I think that there is like an emu farm somewhere." That it could have possibly made it, or it was a pet or something, crazy. But it didn't seem like it was wanting help. It looked like it already killed like 3 or 4 people, and that like it was just like wanting to kill again. And it was like, this is a bigger one than I've seen before. Yeah. He's like, I don't know, I gotta just punk this guy out. No, he punked the shit out of me, dude. I was fucking terrified, dude. It scared me, and I was thinking about it. I was like, it had like, it's skin was like all like lumpy and beady and like black and
Creepy
creepy.
creatures.
Oh
Fucking
gosh, dude.
It
yeah.
looked like a monster, dude. Like a fucking
That's exactly what it
monster
looked like.
hunter monster. It's all
Shit,
bloody
dude.
and shit. I was like, why? Why is it black?
Why is it black, dude? People that know, dude.
All right, well, I'm glad I finally got that out because I've been trying to tell every podcast for like 5 episodes, 6 episodes. But, all right, man. Rafi,
Boycott 5G.
you're the man.
Boycott 5G, dog.
Boycott 5G.
Yeah, whatever Rafi says, he definitely's got all his screws and bolts tightened down. So, okay?
Obviously. In this world, is the destiny of mankind controlled by some transcendental entity or law? Is it like the hand of God hovering above? At least it is true that man has no control, even over his own will.